Yo. Can you guys hear me? As the game is about to tip off. Salute to everybody, man. Looks like my mic is acting stupid today. Salute to everybody, and you got a tip off. You got the number 25 Tennessee Volunteers versus the Auburn Tigers, who are unranked by now, or at this point, but led by Sharif Cooper. So obviously, we're going to be looking at Jaden Springer and Keon Johnson, the so-called dynamic duo backcourt of the Tennessee Volunteers. Jaden Springer gets it out to, I don't know who this guy is, and another dude. I really don't know about the Tennessee Volunteers outside of Keon Johnson and Jaden. People talking about nice mid-range by Keon, but he misses that. Rebound number 35, I don't know what that is. And we got my man Hinton in the building. Definitely know he wants to see this.
Yep. You know what it is. Got the glasses on because I've been looking at the computer too much. So
this guy, he's trying to go back to the late '90s with the whole Q-Tip, L Cool J vibe. You think he's slick, man? You think he's slick?
No.
Salute to my dude Hinton, man. We in tonight, man.
What's up?
Chilling, man. I don't sleep well on Saturday, so I was like, I might as well cover this game versus one of the later games.
Yeah.
So you got let me see what Sharif is.
I don't even see Sharif on the court.
Yeah, I don't either. Oh crap.
This is interesting.
Hold up. Yeah, TL, yeah, he got a face fracture, man. Yeah, that's crazy, man. I might be out, man.
Yeah, but we should be looking for the Knicks. We should be looking at like all three of these guys actually, because depending on where this draft goes, one or all three of them might be on the board.
Hey, Sharif is in the second round. Maybe take a flyer, but I that first round pick, man. If we get some crap 20 spots in like the 20 and then like late teens, man, I'm gonna be freaking pissed.
Yeah, and then you got Pons, the French guy on Tennessee. He's going to be probably a second round pick. So, undersized power forward.
Give me some scouting reports on Keon and Jaden, because you watched them more. I just started reading about them. I knew about them, but I didn't do any homework on them. I'm not going to say and try to cap. So, please give us some color.
These are both two-way athletic guards. Springer's the point guard. Keon's the shooting guard. He's he's with the shot with Keon, that's going to come. So, it's going to be a lot of work, but, very talented, high jumping, super athlete.
Oh, sorry. I just got to laugh at Anthony. Yes, this is but bro, I look, guys, I'm a diehard Knicks fan through and through, but I want my channel to not just be on the Knicks games itself. I want it to be on all aspects, right? So, everybody's doing this. It's funny.
You should know the guys coming out when they come to your team, so you can't complain about them when you see the bad habits that they had in college, or you can see the growth and like, oh wow, I remember him when he played in college. I was like, he's come a long way,
And is this I heard you guys on Blanche Tears yesterday, and a particular someone used to kill me because I used to say the draft is important, and Tom Thibodeau himself said it's one of the pillars from which to build. You know what I mean? So it's like. And then yesterday, y'all were talking about the draft. So I'm like, so what is it? Is it that people don't, it's like you can't just be focused on what's going on in the court, the Knicks. You always have to think one step ahead, because there could be a guy, again, if you could get a sleeper, again, no one was talking about Quickly last year. Nobody in the Knicks sphere. And I'm not saying you weren't, I'm just saying nobody from like MBK. I didn't hear anybody talk about Quickly like that, man. Nope. And all of a sudden, now look at him now. He's a crown jewel of the so-called, steal, let me say, of the draft class. That's just doing proper homework.
Yeah, see, a lot of these guys, they see these boards and they be like, oh, I want this guy, I want this guy from the highlights. And then you be like, nah.
Thank you.
Nah, because they're called highlights for a reason.
Thank you. That's why when I did my video on Devin Vassell, did my video on Carol Lewis, is like, I felt comfortable taking a guy like Devin Vassell. Because like, I know exactly he's going to bring, I know exactly how FSU plays. Yeah. I know their zone defense. I knew and granted, he didn't have much usage in that system, but then that's why I say the Chicago Bulls, they did their homework for whatever they believe they took. Nice block by Tennessee. They did their homework on. Oh, look up, Pons. What the hell's wrong with you, boy?
Yeah.
Out of bounds.
But it's just like one of the reasons why, even though they picked Obi Toppin, but I didn't like Obi Toppin, but he's on the team, so
Right. I didn't like Obi Toppin. I didn't like him either, man. But
yeah,
you know what I mean? It's just I don't understand how it doesn't. Now, if you don't have time, obviously, I can understand. Yeah. But I don't understand how you don't you don't watch these guys and try to get their games now. Because even for all the people that are crying about Knox, I'm not a Knox fan, but if you saw something in college that said, yo, Knox did something really well, Tom Thibodeau could run this, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So I just know, look, the college game is a different sport, but I love it, man. When I can catch it, I love it, man. Nice.
It's basketball. If you like basketball, why not watch it at all levels if you like it?
Exactly. I just, you got guys, that trade that everybody use Pawns with a 3, and that's good. That trade that everybody wants to make, bro, that's going to save the Knicks. Trust it. I think we have a better shot at getting talent to grow with from the draft versus trying to wish upon a star and then trade the whole team for one guy from another team who ain't really winning like that or winning, not on a proficient level. First of all, salute to everybody in the chat, man. Delano still, man. We got Andy N. He just actually this time he's probably eating dinner right now. TL, salute, man. Jarrell Williams, salute. Stephen Okonkwo, salute, man. Mixed Sports, salute. My guy Anthony D. Darley, salute. Anthony D, aka the King of Harlem over here, man. Well, he's from Brooklyn. My bad. The Baron of Brooklyn, man, with his free. Yeah, he had an ill Rolex the other night with his sweatshirt. You think he's slick, bro? Salute to my guy though. Salute to Ismail Rivas. Salute. Yeah, everybody, not everybody. Excuse me. IQJ. Salute. Lawrence Tier. Salute. Let me add Joe Madden from the main streets of Paddington.
What's up, Joe?
Freaking Chelsea. Freaking bum. Freaking Chelsea. This guy, man. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow, man.
That's the thing. You're afraid to do a stream with me in case you get fired.
I got you. Oh my!
We play twice a year.
And
this is the second time you dodging me. You don't want to do a stream.
First time we didn't even bring it up. First time we didn't even bring it up.
We didn't.
But you know what? I'm not even gonna talk trash. Win or lose, I won't talk trash. Just because I can't be on tomorrow with you, I won't talk trash. So if you win, you can talk as much trash as you want.
I'm not
gonna shut up
because it doesn't matter. Both of us could be. It's who wins the league, and neither of us can win it.
Yeah,
both of us could be in the top 4 Champions League spots on City or Liverpool, whoever ahead. It don't really matter. That's this season. We're not winning the league. I want a Champions League spot. I want a top 4. Then I'll move on from there. Then we'll see what happens next year. But I want the Champions League spot, and I don't even expect us to win our. We play Atletico Madrid, I think, next week in the last 16 of the Champions League. So
Felix, you got Luis Suarez. That idiot Griezmann, man. He left literally his own kingdom to be a second fiddle at Barcelona, man. I know he's starting, he's doing slightly better than last, but that dude, he annoys me. Atletico Madrid, man.
Yeah, a lot of them,
he's a good coach. That 4-4-2.
That's what annoys me about soccer. It's like they need to bring in like a trade system the way they do over here when it comes to the American sports instead of this transfer, because it's more or less like kind of a little bit like baseball without the trades, that whoever has the most money has the most success because they can pay for whatever they want.
Yep. That's why it's sad. Like you see some feeder teams, like they're just okay with like coming in like that's like their glory. You know what I mean? Like Dortmund for years. Well, Dortmund's still a feeder system. They basically just take prospects, develop them, and then sell them for a huge fee. But remember, they got bailed out by Bayern some years back. They needed money, like emergency money, something like that. And so Bayern bailed them out. And so like they basically have like this like backhand agreement to just send them like their best. Like they have like preference on the best. That's why Lewandowski.
Yeah.
Just went with the Bayern like that. It's like, wait, what?
But then you look at Dortmund. Dortmund got a lot of them guys back. They got Hummels back. They got Götze back.
Yeah, they got.
They're not the same, but still, yeah.
They got Götze. Yeah, they got Götze when Götze is like, because he has the stomach issues, or he has like a weird disease.
That's the thing. That's the we're bringing about when it comes to soccer now. It's like a lot of these guys have a 3 or 4 year window of their career, and it's over. Like once they get to like a big transfer, like remember there was Fernando Torres, best striker in the Premier League, went to Chelsea, got a bigger contract, had a big transfer fee on his name. And went down, and it happens a lot. Falcao left Atletico to go to Monaco, same thing.
Well, hold up, Joe. So yeah, they're showing me Keon Johnson, explosive A, defense A, toughness A, but see where are the offensive skills, man.
But that's where development comes in, you know.
Are you Are you taking? Okay, so are you taking him? If you're screwed, are you gonna force it and take him at 1? Or take him with your first pick?
No,
Depends
on who's
where
on
we're
board.
at. Depends
Yeah.
where we're at.
Yeah.
All right. Stop. If you're late teens.
Oh yeah, yeah. My first pick, if he's like 15, yeah, I'll take him.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, like he's 6'5". He's a 6'5" super athlete. Like we can always use that on the wing.
But the thing about is that
Sharif
Cooper might be out. They said
his shooting's got to get better. Like he has the jump shot, just needs to get consistent.
Sharif is out for what?
They say he's doubtful with a left ankle injury, so he might be out today, man.
Oh,
yeah. Who?
Sharif Cooper.
That's right.
Yeah, Cooper's out.
Guard on Auburn, man. Salute to Gerald Sports Jr., man. How you doing, bro?
But you know what? Today's a good basketball day. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Because
there's a lot of games.
Because LSU is playing Arkansas, so you would see Cambridge, Moody, right? And then
when is that coming on? I might.
That comes on at 2. And then and then Cade is on at 3. And then the Knicks come on, and then your boy Jalen is at 10 o'clock. So today's like one of them days.
Yeah, Gonzaga's on at 10 o'clock tonight. I'm loving it.
And then college football's playing too.
Who?
College football's playing as well.
Oh, what is
because they moved the season.
Yeah, they moved the season to where I am, and March the 19th is my birthday as well, so I can't wait.
All right.
The tournament. Yeah, the tournament starts I think the last week of March, right?
See how Keon just got pushed off?
Yeah.
I like him to use that arm a little bit more, where he could just.
Yeah, I'm looking at these draft boards, and you see Sharif Cooper's flying up the draft boards. Like I understand because he's such a good passer, he can be like a Chris Paul type passer, but he's just too small. I watched last night a full game Auburn, towards the beginning of the season, and he's listed at 6'2". Yeah, that's from the tip of his toes to his hair. That's not him.
Yeah, this would have been a good game because you would have been able to measure his size against two guys that he's going to see in the future. And
because you have Springer and Johnson are both 6'5". Yeah,
6'4", 6'5" guys.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't mind if Cooper could shoot. If he could give you 35, like I'm not going to say Trae Young shooting, but I'm like 35, 36% shooting with that playmaking.
If he can shoot, he'd be top 10 pick.
Yeah, but he has the jump shot. It's just not consistent at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Like I said, he tilts his head when he shoots. I don't like that.
If he was there, if we had we had anywhere between 12 and 15 is the first pick, and then the second pick is like 17 to 20, then I take a flyer on him. But if it's a lottery pick or a high teens pick, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm
it's
still
just
taking...
too small. He needs to be able to shoot at that height.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think I would take a point guard. I don't think I would take a point guard because we still have Quickly. And eventually Quickly you're gonna have to see if he's a starter. Like you eventually gonna have to. This is why I'm saying I wouldn't force it. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be stuck on taking a point guard. I'm stuck on taking the best players available.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to have Quickly as your main ball handler. Like I wouldn't mind. The thing with me with Quickly, I've been noticing too is he's elite floater, he's elite at getting to the line, and he's elite at 3-point shooting. If he can
100%.
if he can give me league average at the rim and league average at mid range pull-ups or step backs, he'll be a lethal shooter, a lethal scorer. Lethal.
He's gonna have to get stronger, man. At 6'3", I mean, he has 6'8" wingspan, but he's a skinny guy, right? And you don't want to lose the explosiveness. That's a payoff.
And in his offseason, he's gonna have to get those handles. But see, that's why I'm saying you really should not force the point guard situation because you still don't know what you have.
See, there's more pure point guards in this draft. See, to me, Quickly, they're always either a number 2 or a 20-point score in 25 minutes off the bench. And that's okay. For the 25th pick, and whenever most championship teams need that spark off the bench, and I think that's Quickly's floor. And if it is what it is, that's still a valuable piece, like a Lou Will. Yeah. I still think we need a pure point guard because we just need that extra facilitation.
Someone asked, Suit Stephen Okonkwo. He said, "What do y'all guys think about Scotty Barnes?" I'm cool on Scotty Barnes, man.
He's another 4, right?
Yeah, he's like a 4. He can run the floor.
We have enough of. We're already stacked. We don't even know what we're doing with Obi.
Can't
Like,
shoot.
We have enough of 4s. If he's a 4 that could shoot and possibly,
he would probably slide in as like a 3-ish because he's what 6'8", 6'9". So he can live there, but he can't shoot. He's not refined scoring wise.
I would take Isaiah Taylor if he's there though. No,
does Scotty Barnes
Isaiah Todd.
Does Barnes have like footwork and the speed to guard 3s?
Yeah, he's a good defensive player.
Yeah. He can do that.
You're just doing a whole like Stanley Johnson, Justice Winslow, Isaac Okoro thing again, right? You got how good can his offense develop, right? And he's probably going to be overdrafted. Like he's probably going to go in that 6 to 10 range
because of guys like Draymond Green,
right? But then by Draymond Green again, he was coached to f up. Like he wasn't drafted.
He was a 4-year player too, and he was a second-round pick. But you know, this is different.
And this is the thing with Patrick Williams too. He was like, he's looking out good because they want that athleticism with at least a little bit of a jump shot, and they overdraft for it.
Crazy with Patrick Williams. I mean, he came off the bench. I did not see that really with him. Like, they shared the ball so much. Like 4 guys had a 20% usage rate on that team. You know what I mean? And it's like you watch Patrick Williams, you never came away like, yo, I'm taking him at 4. But it's weird because in a draft that you consider that you think because the number of games have been cut down, so it's like, maybe I don't know. Patrick Williams is weird. I talked to SB Talk Sports. And it's like they seem to like him, but you got to be patient with those guys, man, because
he's been better. He's one of the main reasons why the Bulls started winning games too. Is he's been helping out, like with Levine. He's an extra scorer.
Sorry, I just laughed at Auburn.
He's been balling well, and he's going up. Like I seen was a Bleacher Report put out like an early remock draft of this thing, and they had Patrick Williams going at 4.
Mm-hmm.
Like they said, he's turning out to be the value so far.
James Springer at 3. James Springer's form is a little janky.
He looks like a left-handed. He has like a lefty form.
Yeah. For right, He has like that Randall form, like that kind of like Statue of Liberty type of form, man.
Yeah.
But definitely, James Springer is definitely one to look at. Keon. But when you said something, Joe, I think this draft actually has a lot more like combo guards, if you think about it, but combo guards that have space to facilitate. Like you see guys like Ayo Dosunmu, you see guys like Trey Man. Like Trey Man has like 5.6 assists, but you would never sit there and say, yo, that's like a pure point guard. You know what I mean? Like the guys always looking for shots. It's how the game is going anyway. That's why Jalen Suggs is because Jalen Suggs, he's a high level scorer, or can be, excuse me. But the facilitation, the point guard skills are like they're there. So it's like you wouldn't call him a prototypical combo guard, even though he can be that. He can score. So it's like a weird drop off after Suggs, but once you get to that,
that's why I like Cooper. Cooper is probably one of the most purest point guard. He's just too small.
Too small, man. He's gonna get bullied.
His facilitation, he probably could be. He's the best or one of the best passers, at least in this draft.
Yeah, he is definitely. I would agree with that.
His passing is unbelievable, but that's what kills me with him is if he could shoot, just goddamn shoot at that height.
Even if he was bigger, if he was just bigger and couldn't shoot, and we could work on the shooting later, because in the NBA, he's just gonna get both. Like think about this: if you had Trae Young and take away his shooting, I think Sharif Cooper is a little bit bigger than him, but just take away Trae Young's shooting. And I don't think he's as twitchy as Trae Young.
I think Cooper's smaller, but he is more girth than Trae Young.
I would say he's more like Mike Conley.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't know because they said
because Mike Conley had developed the shot. Remember, he had issues coming into league shooting. So
I don't remember.
What college was Conley?
But Mike Conley
was Ohio State.
Yeah, he was Ohio State with Greg Oden. It came out together.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Damn. Wow. That's bad. It shoots a not as a for the $2 super chat, man. Salute, man. He says, Ben told y'all about Cooper, true point guard. Oh, I ain't denying him, man. I'm just not the biggest fan of him. Suto Delano Still Jr., man. Suto Clutch B-Ball TV, man. Go subscribe to my dude's channel, man. That's my guy, man. Dude's like 16, 17 years old, putting in work, man. So to all you young dudes out there, Alex Prime Sports, subscribe to the channel as well, man. As two. Oh my God, I can't talk. As well, too, man. Subscribe to Gerald Sports Jr. as well, man. Support these youngins, man. They come in, support my channel all the time, support their channels, man.
Would you guys take Cooper and then in free agency sign a stopgap point guard and have like the veteran point guard and Rose kind of mentor Cooper and have Cooper kind of sit more or less kind of like sit for a year and have
Who else you taking with the other pick?
Have Brian helping him with his shot.
Who else you taking with the other pick?
Can get his shot going. He can be like a Trae Young if he can get the shot.
We're trying to answer your question. Who else you taking with the other pick?
It depends. We don't know where we're sitting.
Because again, Tom Thibodeau, I don't think Tom Thibodeau wants to have an. I even think the Obi thing, right? Because you're gonna have Obi. If you don't trade him, you're still gonna have Knox. I think Tom Thibodeau wants more ready-made players, and I say they have to have low ceilings, but I think he wants guys who come in and contribute.
Corey Kispert
right away.
He wants higher floors.
Right, higher
floors.
Right?
I do. Then if the first pick was anywhere between like 10 and 14 or something, I'd take Kispert. If the other pick was like between 16 and 18 or 16 and 20, then I'd take Cooper.
Damn, they're killing it. Someone said he's going to drop like a Terrell Terry. Damn, son.
He might because of his height. Terry, there was mocks where Terry was supposed to go. Everyone was saying that Philly was going to take him. Because Philly
Terrell Terry's 6'3", 6'2", and he looks like a midget on the court.
But he doesn't he's very skinny. He doesn't have the facilitation. He's more or less, he's a three-point shooter. He can't finish around the rim.
And what is it? It's like the closeout space between like you have to be uber quick and fast, right? And even that might not help because look at Jared Harper. You still, again, height and basically if someone could turn their hips to when you're, it's just tough for like a short guy in Auburn with the three. I'm not sure where that was. Looking like freaking Terrence Jones from UK. If anybody remember Terrence Jones, I thought Terrence Jones was gonna blow as a player, man. I thought he was gonna be a beast, but that did not. I mean, he had years here and there, but I don't know why he never developed.
Spring goes too deep. He doesn't know how to stop, and he gets in trouble when he goes.
How many 6 foot, maybe 6'1" guards and smaller have succeeded, like maybe close to all-star level outside
in all time in the NBA?
NBA outside of Chris Paul.
Isaiah Thomas,
Allen Iverson, even though he's not a point guard. Muggsy Bogues.
Allen Iverson was like 6'3", 6'2", 6'3", no?
Yeah,
he's like 6'2", bro.
Remember Earl Boykins?
Earl Boykins. Who was this? Nate Archibald. Wasn't he tiny?
Yeah, Tiny Archibald. That's why he got tiny. Yep.
You also had who's the dude that was in the dunk contest?
Spud Webb.
Yeah, Spud was more like a.
He played a long time though.
He did.
Nate Robinson wasn't an all-star, but had a long career.
Yeah,
Nate Robinson ruined his own career because if he actually just played as like a bench, like I remember games where he had on the Bulls where he was doing his best. What's my dude that used to be on the Bulls? Used to come off the bench. Ben Gordon.
He was never the same after he left us, really. So
yeah, he was. Yeah, but on that Bulls team in the playoffs, bro.
Yeah. He did work. He put in work.
He put in work, man. It was Nate Robinson's head. He just wasn't.
Yeah, no. Nate Robinson had a good career, not an all-star career, but a good career.
But it was. I mean, he could never dominate, but he could be impactful. Like if you draft Sharif Cooper, you want this dude to be a starter. That's what I'm saying with Tibbs. And again, look at how they utilize EP. And I'm not a fan of EPA. We got to upgrade, but in the games where he's doing good, what is he doing? Slashing early in the count, bodying smaller guards. You know what I mean?
That's another thing with Cooper, though. Defense. It's like he tries. Yeah. Just too small.
Too small, man. So I don't know about Sharif Cooper, man.
They have him listed at 6'1", and I'm looking at him like that. Yeah,
ain't no 6'1".
That's from the top of his hair.
Yeah. They said Sharif Cooper was They said Terrell Terry was 6'3". And now in the G League thing, I think they say 6'2". So they just want these dudes to get drafted, which I can't hate. They're trying to market these kids, but
they upped their height a couple of inches.
Yeah, it's garbage, man. He ain't no 6'6". No, Sharif Cooper's 6 feet.
Probably 6'1" from
maybe
with shoes.
Let me see. Nate made himself a circus act. Yes, he did. Cooper giving CP3 vibes. So let's agree. So far, Sharif will playmaking genius. But you know what's the crazy thing? There are a lot of guards in college who had great passing, but they could just never make it because they just the size, lack of explosiveness, couldn't shoot.
He's quick. He's not. I expect him for that small to be quicker. It'd be
Keon
different if he could pass, and then if he had lightning speed to get to the rim, but he's a little bit of a step short.
See, here's the thing about Keon Johnson. This thing I'm scared about, right? Because he has explosiveness on defense, right? But it hasn't translated.
That shot looked terrible.
Yeah, it hasn't translated to his actual.
It's gonna be a lot of work with him.
Yeah, that's it. It hasn't translated to like his ball handling skills and like him setting up. You know what I mean? Like he 2 times he like a faster guard, right? The first one where he kind of gave the ball, even this one, he was dribbling all that. And the first time he passed it out, is like you see some other guards, quicker guards, step with the left spin, and then try to take that fadeaway shot, like try to get that the leverage off the dribble, but you don't see him. So he's just an athlete on defense, which is great. Don't get me wrong, but
I say you're working with projects here.
Yeah, Clutch B-Ball TV. Yeah, he's a project, man. But you also gotta realize, I always do the mock drafts because they write for Bleacher Report or whatever. They literally have to do these boards and stuff for clicks. So they just switch around. You know what I mean? Like you gotta wait to the end of the season once all the games are played and then finally get your assessments. But these guys, a lot of these guys just do it for clicks. Nice move by Keon.
I think this time last year, Ja Morant was just outside the top 10.
Oh my gosh, man!
Man, he was. When I seen him, he was always in the top 10. Everything.
I would have prayed for Ja. I don't know. I don't care what no one says. I watched Duke that year. Him, Cam Reddish, RJ. I watched Ja Morant a little bit with that bum-aid Murray State team.
Yeah,
Ja Morant's my dude, man. I don't care what no one says. Y'all could go back, go to NBK. Everybody kill me about him take me. Now, granted, Zion is now like he's killing it right now while healthy. But again, this is why he's healthy.
Well, because they're putting the ball in his hands. They're making him kind of like that point forward.
He's one of the top. I think he's a top scoring power forward in the paint or something like that. I can't remember where I saw this.
62 or 63%, I think.
Yeah, I mean he's always had really good footwork down low, in the paint. So I give that to to Zion, but I mean there's a reason why they kept Brandon Ingram. Let me just say it like that. I'm not sure they could depend on Zion being the guy. Outlet pass by Tennessee, and that misses, but foul.
Ingram threw shades at LeBron. He was like, "Oh, Zion's the most talented player I ever played with."
This is, but see, that's the thing about Zion.
I'm not gonna say that. That's his teammate. Like you got to stick up for your teammate. He's gonna say that. You guys look too deep into that. You understand? Like you guys look way too deep.
As the same thing is though, his whole last year of his career was LeBron trying to trade him.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if he was on the Lakers, what he'd say? He would say LeBron is the most talented teammate I ever played. If he was on the Knicks, he'd probably say Julius Randle was the most talented team I ever played with. I don't take that personally. That's just what they got to do and what they got to say. Like that's his man. Like that's his man. That's his guy. Like these guys are all sensitive, man. They don't like if he would have said LeBron, it would have been the right thing too at the same time. But these guys are his teammates so sensitive. Like you got to always play the politic role with that. So you can't take that for he's gonna say that.
Yeah.
I just know. I mean, and a lot of these guys speaking hyperbole, man. Jalen Green is Kobe. I'm like, Lord Jesus Christ, man. Why? Because he's explosive. Like Kobe was picking his spots when he's playing against grown men in Italy. Like that. It's just because they're both exposed doesn't mean. I mean, so people just these publications just gotta be careful, man. Just read the scouting reports. Like the one I like the most is the Stepien. The Stepien is really good. Like they break down all aspects of the player's game, and they use synergy, so they get a lot of the stats and breakdowns, quantitative breakdowns from synergy. But I just like give me color. Don't give me this guy. So I think the Stepien does sometimes, but it's not as like some people just do positive, negatives, or he plays like this, and it's like, dogs, where does he? Now I watched Carol Lewis last year, and people trying to say he was this and that. I'm like, I see like who is this dude? Why is it come? What's this guy that used to be on the Indiana Pacers? He left the NBA. Darren Collison.
Oh, okay.
If you watch Carol Lewis's game, he reminds me a lot of Darren Collison. And that's not a bad thing. It's just like people.
I can see that.
People just speaking hyperbole, and I'm just like, dogs. Like I don't see.
Yeah, no, they were trying to say Carol Lewis was going to be the next De'Aaron Fox.
Oh
it's like relax a little bit. Like
Lord Jesus.
Like Carol Lewis, if we'd later picks, I would have took him, but we'd have took him at 8, I'd have been mad.
Lord Jesus,
I would never. I'd have been mad too.
Yeah, Lewis at higher.
I knew Chuck wanted him.
Unless you pair Carol Lewis with if you had a CP3 here, and then you had a Carol Lewis, maybe that's doable to have him as the successor. Not even.
Oh, he still needs
Carol Lewis playing or is the G League?
No, he's not. He's at the Pelicans. He's been playing a lot lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of time.
Yeah, because I think that was one of the main reasons they were trying to move on from Lonzo Ball. But Lonzo Ball's balling out now.
No, I don't think that's it. I think it's because he's going to get paid, and they may not want to pay him what he's asking for.
Well, yeah, because they just paid Ingram, and then they have to pay Zion in about 2 or 3 years, and they paid Steven Adams as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, eventually you have to pay these guys. So
What's going Allen Houston with his father coaching him. Suits Allen. He's suits to Stephen Kennedy. Y'all all saying that because he's barely playing. If he was getting Halliburton minutes, y'all be saying the same thing. Who you talking about? Kira Lewis. TL says Vrej Blingberg. What about that guy Umara? What about? I've seen some highlights from Real Madrid. He's like a forward or something like that. Those highlights of him just basically catching the ball off the pick and roll and dunking. I didn't see anything.
I haven't seen much Euro ball this year.
Yeah, I just watched some highlights
more last year.
If your highlights is just you dunking the ball and it's like, all right, whatever.
It's a lot of these guys in Europe. I don't trust them over here. Like once every couple of years, you're going to have like a Luka and you're going to have a Dirk and a Porzingis, but most of
that's
them
almost every 5 to 10 years.
Usman Gruber is trash. Yeah, people trying to hype him up, and it's like, nah, I'm not really.
It's like because everyone was hyping Denny, and as I told you, Guillermo, it's like Denny.
I told you,
Denny's not it.
I said, yo, because once people try to make the comparison to Luka, I said, all right. Then you start watching Denny's, like, what part of Denny's game is Luka like? And that's why I say he can be a solid player, but
because he can pass a little bit and he's a decent jump shot. That's all he can pass, and then they were like trying to compare him to Luka because he's a European guy that can pass.
If Obi Toppin was in Europe, he'd be the number 1 pick. Trust me.
To me, if Obi still had the tournament, he would have been number 1 pick if they had the tournament.
But see, that's the thing you got to watch out too, man. Tournament, man.
See, that's why you can't fall into the trap of the tournament, man. The tournament is a trap to me. Like you should never fall in love with a player from the tournament.
The Atlanta Hawks would love to have had blinders on during the tournament, Joe, because they picked Marvin Williams over CP3 because that UNC team. That UNC team, they had a bunch of bums on that.
Well, it's crazy. I heard that whole season, and I never saw it from Marvin Williams. I don't even know why he even went second. Like, he was never even that good in North Carolina, even though he's played almost 12, 13 years. But at the end of the day, he was never worth the second pick in the draft.
That's why I was hesitant on Patrick Williams because, you saw some in him. But
who was number 1 that year?
In the CP3 draft?
Yeah, CP3 was like 4th or 5th, right?
That was
he went after D. Will. He went after D. Williams. He went after
was that Dwight? No, Dwight was 04, right? Is that Dwight that year?
Yeah, I think Dwight. What is he?
What draft are you guys talking about?
2005.
Yeah, let's look that up.
I know Dwight was 04. Andrew Bogut. I thought Andrew Bogut was 2000. Hold on. I thought Andrew Bogut was younger than that or earlier than that.
Nah, Andrew Bogut is that old. Yeah, that is the Andrew Bogut.
Wait, who was it? 2000 Oh, that's Yao Ming. My bad. I'm stupid. Yao Ming was 2002. I thought Andrew Bogut was 2002 for some reason. Yeah, 2004 was Dwight Howard.
Oh, yeah, there's a bunch of bums in that draft.
2003 and 2002 was
Yao Ming. The Channing Frye draft for us.
You say it again?
The Channing Frye draft for us.
Oh, Lord Jesus. I hated that draft. We got David Lee and Nate Robinson won the draft and then Channing Frye, right?
Yep. David Lee. Yep. Channing Frye. Yep. David Lee, Channing Frye.
They're saying, Sekou getting less minutes and they had to beg him to come back after last year. Well, Sekou Demboya, they said he has an attitude that he was coming to practices late. He wasn't giving his all. It's like a mental thing with him. And you got all those players that they just drafted, brought on. So he might be on the back burner. But I'm not taking no projects on where your attitude's an issue. You know what I mean? That's I'm not trying to, and I'm saying not that Knox is that, but I don't want these guys where basketball isn't like their number one, number two, number three reason. I don't need all that. I gotta coach up your attitude and your desire to play. Screw all that crap. Just move.
So Knox is having attitudes as well.
No. Knox is having attitude. I'm talking about. I don't want to coach up that emotional side of you. Like I want it to where like you're okay. Put it like this. I want it where like if I had a Scotty Barnes, right? If Scotty Barnes could shoot, I like that because you have to coach it because he gets emotional too much. Like he's sometimes
tamper down. You got to tamper down.
Yeah,
I don't mind that. I don't mind. I love that because I could get
coach somebody down than up.
Right. I don't want to coach you up to where I gotta, hey, do you want a donut today? Hey, I'm gonna get your attitude up.
Like quickly, they have to bring quickly down a little bit because he's too confident. But in Knox, they have to build him up.
Right, and even what quickly got a guy. I mean, quickly is quick. I've never seen quickly be like screaming someone's face like Draymond and get a tech because he was crazy.
Oh.
But I take a Draymond any day because like I gotta coach him down, but the impact is a plus multiplier. These guys get an NBA, man. I don't know what it is emotionally. Yeah, I mean, and some have issues, but guys, Sekou, man, a guy like Sekou, you got an opportunity, bro. You should be trying to eat. I mean, them
guys are getting paid millions of dollars. You have people in this world working in dead end jobs, not making money, like struggling with minimum wage and stuff, and then these guys are getting paid $3, $4, $5 million a year to play basketball.
Yeah, see Mike
and
Schmidt.
Some of them, soon as you see with some of them, and it's the same in the NFL. Some of them get the superstars coming out of the draft, and once they get that rookie contract, they go down because they got that money.
Right, it's true. But what was Mike Smith saying? I
don't know. That's why because I just.
I have it muted too. I can't hear anything. My bad.
Yeah,
I apologize, guys. I also actually got muted too.
Yeah, he's
closed caption. I hate having closed caption across the screen. Though. That's the thing. Yeah, they're trying to compare Isaac Okoro and Keon Johnson. I don't know about Keon, man. I don't know about Keon. I'm not too. He's athletic.
That's what I said. I didn't really like the Tennessee guys, but you still may have to look at them because you just never know who you take.
That's true. It's true. I agree with you.
So one thing though, always be aware.
Oh, go ahead. My bad.
No, I'm saying you should just always be aware of who's on the board.
True. And if you could develop his offensive game,
you got to play it.
The only things that you want to, we could easily facilitate it, but in Tom Thibodeau's offense, talent is talent. If he could get his spots on the floor, shoot more efficiently, I mean, he could work. It's just you don't want these projects, man. And keep
project.
That's what worries me is we have a lot of draft picks coming up the next couple of years. I don't want us drafting two good talents this year and they're sitting on the bench until we bring more vets.
That's why it'd be nice to go up and get one guy and just focus on one guy. Plus, all these picks are not going to make the team anyway.
Yeah,
I don't think three guys are making this team anyways because we still have free agency. I don't even think
they'll be drafted. I still realistically think, they might just trade up just to get rid of picks and just try to get somebody they want up high.
Stephen Okonkwo, he's out because of a ankle injury, and I'm thinking about doing a Moses versus LSU game, man. I was thinking about getting a haircut, but screw it. I might just do 3 games in a row, man, and freaking sleep at like 10. I'll be freaking done next game.
Nah, we'll do the Gonzaga game then at 10 game.
Oh my god! Freaking take a Celsius drink. I don't know if you guys know about Celsius, man. It's an energy drink with like citrulline and caffeine, man. It'll make you go. You'll be up, but you might crash a little bit later.
Nah, I got herbs in it. I got herbs in the thing, so I'm good. If I need something, I just go take the natural herbs and give me some energy.
So what a natural herbs you take, man?
Oh no, I got some yahimbi up there. I got some what else I got up there? I got like a straggler's root. I got sea moss up there. I got all that stuff up there.
I'm trying to get sea moss because I know that, like I was reading up on like Jay Springer draws a 5, by the way. Talking about how like there's people who sell like not you. Oh, do you travel? I guess. Oh no, he's talking about like you have to get the real sea moss. I heard like sea moss is dumb healthy. Like my sea moss, my barber, he's a Rasta, but he's extremely healthy. He's a vegetarian, and he swears by like sea moss. But he said you have to get like real sea moss. Don't get like the
yeah. I got lentil powder up there. I got a whole bunch of stuff up there.
Lentil powder. This guy's coming with the Indian cuisine, man. Lentils. All right, this guy. Lentils are.
It's more water lentils. It's not like it's not like lentils like the beans. It's water lentils. No, I think it's called duckweed or something like that.
Hey, I also drink. I could drink it now, man. So a green tea. I got some gem matcha, which is
Green
excellent.
tea will put you to sleep, no?
No. Green tea. Gem matcha has caffeine in it.
Yeah.
It's good for you. It hits a little different. Like when I take a espresso shot or it's quick. Green tea is kind of like, you know, it's like to me personally, I just absorb it slowly. But
I got my matcha up there. I got moringa up there. I got all that stuff up there.
This guy, man. So yeah, right now we're in commercial. This game is really ugly, by the way. But you know what? I'm gonna set it up because that game I think is gonna be a little more important, man. Because you want to see Moses Moody shut down and Cade Cunningham. So I'm gonna set that up right now.
What time is that
At 2, so it'll probably be right after this game.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, that one's on. Yep, that one's at 2.
Yeah, I love that. That's what I love about Saturdays coming in after the winter. Coming in around this time of the year, February, March. It's just NBA and college basketball. And every Saturday is a boatload of games.
The thing about it though, why see the thing I say with Cade, man, when people try to kill me and say I'm not saying Cade's not good. He's a good player, but you want a dominant player because they were ranked for one game and then they lost to Kansas, I think it was, and they haven't been back. And I think
it's good. It's going to be weird. A lot of these young guys coming out now. You have the guys in the G League, and then you have a lot of them on smaller colleges that you're not going to see in the tournament. Like Cade, you ain't going to see. I don't know. Mobley, you might. Where are they ranked now? USC.
I don't even know. I think they play tonight too.
They are playing tonight, yo. What the hell? They're playing at 8. We can't cover that.
Yeah, no.
Number 19. They're 19 versus they're playing the Utah Utes. How do you pronounce them?
That's where Yekin Conway went to USC.
How's your it seems like I told you guys should have drafted a Halliburton, man.
Mm-hmm. He's playing better than he usually does.
See, to me, he had injuries, so they're slowly bringing him in. So you don't know what he is. He's only playing like not even 15 minutes a game, kind of like Obi.
Yeah,
they have Capella playing the major minutes, and I think maybe in a year or two down the line, you'll see him as their center, and Capella will be moved. Yeah.
No, I don't think that'll work. I think he works very well on the second team, and that's what I like to see. I like to see that. I just want our rookies
for your 6th overall pick. You're going to eventually kind of have to bring him in, unless you're going to plan to move him. So I think they're more likely going to move Capella.
I think I was a plan all along, but I don't know what they're doing over there in Atlanta. But the move was to get somebody to
help Trae Young.
Compliment, yeah, like Trae Young is not like Halliburton. I kept screaming, Halliburton was the perfect player for Trae Young. That duo, where because again they're talking about how Trae Young kind of like sometimes fishes for assists, like he only makes plays for himself. That's why I think one of you guys said or whatever. If you guys know a lot more about the Hawks, but a guy like Halliburton, like that's like a seamless backcourt play, like to play with. Like it would have been perfect. Guy play off of Trae Young, can defend and cover for Trae Young's efficiency because Cam Reddish ain't doing it. DeAndre Jordan obviously he's more of a 3, but I think he's out right now. So
yeah, he's hurt. He's out for the rest of the season.
Just look at how he's fitting next to De'Aaron Fox. That should just tell you everything that you need to know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man.
And Trae Young can shoot, so you could have times where Halliburton has the ball.
Yeah, actually, it is. Oh, go ahead.
We got good news. Elfrid Payton looks like he's out tonight.
Oh,
if it's a hamstring, he should be out at least a week, so we should be good with that.
You know what I think they need to do, because he's so important to this team? I think they need to hold him out till after the All-Star game.
Oh, yeah, do like KD, right?
Yeah, you guys are grimy, man. I don't wish for nobody's injury, man.
No, I wish for nobody's injury. I don't like that either. I'm just saying is for his well-being and our entertainment, it should be good to leave him out after the All-Star break.
Baylor versus Kansas today. Today, what the hell?
Yeah, I told you, everybody's playing today.
This wow.
My team
one of them
was
days
gonna play
and look who else is playing at 8:00. The Bears and the Nets. Mavs
Oh,
and the
yeah,
Nets.
Mavs and the Nets. Yes, yo, this is probably one of the greatest
Like it's a loaded day today.
basketball ever. It's just beautiful, man, to watch this. By the way, I love to see. Oh yeah, people are killing me. Hence, oh, you guys are worried about the draft. Now y'all want to watch. Now y'all want to see these prospects because I saw that second half schedule for the Knicks, and y'all say you know what, the draft ain't too bad.
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
like a no joke. The NBA said, no. Who do you guys think you are? First of all, we're never gonna give you number 1 or to number 5 pick anyway. But you thought you're gonna make it to the playoffs? Nah, you ain't. Nah.
I laughed at Jonathan Macri. He done a show when he was talking all about the playoffs, and then the day after the schedule was announced, he had got an expert on talking about the draft.
Yeah.
No.
I'm like, he know better. And the thing about it is that Johnny, they gotta be more active and put a lot more stuff on social media and stuff like that. But yeah, they're gonna catch themselves. Yeah, I said all that playoff stuff, and y'all saw that sketch. That put like this: if the Knicks go 5, if they go 5-1, 6-0, or 4, even 4-2, 3-3 in that last stretch of games, and it's important. Like that 3-3 gets you in the playoffs. I'll give the Knicks, unless guys are sitting there, guys like rest, whatever.
Yeah.
If the Knicks are making that, then they deserve to be in the playoffs. Because come on, bro, Denver Nuggets, Clippers. It's like, come on, son. Like this is absurd. Nice 3 by this lefty. I don't know who he is.
Yeah, but see, this is what I'm saying. We're in the playoffs. We're in the playoffs right now. Like we're in the playoffs right now.
We're going to be competitive all year, and that last 6-game stretch might put us out of the playoffs. Then I'm going to be mad because then I'm going to be like, all right, we didn't make the playoffs. We also screwed up our draft position too.
You can't say that because we might fall like out of everything right now with that. So you got to be careful when you say that.
That's what I'm saying is we need to win. We have Detroit twice,
we
have the Pacers, and we have the Pacers, then we have the Spurs, and then Detroit twice. I think we need to win all 4 of them games to win this to keep in this playoff run.
Oh,
we need to win. We need to win at least 3 out of the 4.
I'm not gonna say that because you just never know you never know who's gonna get hurt. Like because injuries always that happens. So I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna just let it play out and we just enjoy and we'll just enjoy it.
That's why I said this season. My biggest thing was basically about development of players, man, and the team itself. It's not about play because again, there've been plenty of teams. The Kings a few years ago were literally on the cusp of making the playoffs a few years ago. Until like the last 2-3 weeks, you know what I mean? Like they ran into a goal, but they were swinging around like that eight spot. So people just thinking about just get to players. That's the end all be all. It's like dogs. This is a multifaceted approach to development, man. We get to players is great, but and Tom Thibodeau deserves all the credit, but players ain't bro. The Knicks are the last ranked offense, even our defense with a so-called number 1 in defensive percentage, but with 3-pointers allowed, we're 29th. It's good. That's not good. That means a lot of teams are just having bad days, whatever. Like, look at the teams that we've lost to. Go to Basketball Reference. A lot of teams that we lost to had strong 3-point percentage in that game. We are not this crazy defensive team. I know what a good defensive team is. 03-04 Pistons, 08 Celtics, the Bulls of the second run.
We're a good defensive team. We're not a great defensive team.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. Don't forget, we can't play defense like that anymore because you can't hand check. You can't use your hands anymore. So you have to change your definition of what defense is now. So you can't. So you also can't look at it that way. You know what I mean?
The thing is that there are holes in the ice pick and roll defense that it just put like this. Tom Thibodeau was running somewhat of a, I won't say antiquated or outdated, but the aspects of it a little bit outdated where you sell out on the paint offense, right? But you leave the perimeter open. And every team right now, a lot of the offenses are predicated on shooting 3. So it's just a mismatch. It doesn't make sense as to why you would sell out on the paint. Like that, like your core values of your defense is sell on the paint versus protect the perimeter. Joe Sports, you okay, bro?
Yes, I'm okay.
You're like breathing mad hard, bro. What's going on, man? 29-28 is a score, by the way. It's a really ugly game by
these are college players, they're not
right.
You're gonna
Suit to SB Talk Sports, man. Suit to SB Talk Sports. He had a show yesterday covering both the Blazers game and the Lakers game. The Bulls game, excuse me. The Bulls end up beating
No, they choked it.
Oh,
they choked a 10+ lead. I was so happy.
Yeah, yesterday was good because the Hornets lost, the Bulls lost, the Pacers lost. That's why I think tonight could be tonight we could win this game because you're looking. The Pacers had a close game against the Celtics yesterday in Boston, so then they have to travel down to New York for tonight. It's back to back. I think Sabonis played like 40 minutes last night.
Hey, so if SB Talk Sports, if you want to come on and talk about your team's failures, you're more than welcome. I mean, because you guys are up big. Like, was it 13-14 at one point? I think in the third or something like that.
Yeah.
So
the Bulls are looking.
It is the Suns. I gotta say in front. It is the Suns.
Yeah, the Bulls are looking good.
Yeah, they're like 8. They're like in the 8th.
They were the same as us.
Let's not hype that up for your boy. Let's not do that.
I'm just saying is the Bulls are the same as us. They have talent and they've underachieved because of bad coaching and a bad front office. Now they have a good coach and they're playing better. The same with us.
I'm not saying nothing because we're playing tonight. So I'm not wishing no bad luck on that. Let it go.
Why don't you get Molly from all the trash I'm talking, man?
Yeah.
The Knicks are not in any position to be talking trash right now. I agree.
Exactly. Man. That's what I said.
It's all just joking around, man. I
know it is, but like I said, every night the Knicks play, I don't say nothing about nobody else's team because it can go left real quick for us.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, man. Knicks, we win a game sometimes by the skin of our teeth, and people look at that last game like, that's the new norm. Like, no, it's not. That's a fluke.
I'm saying that's the Kings.
That's a fluke.
I love Chuck was sitting. He's like, the Knicks. The way he was mocking everybody else. The Knicks are back. We have a superstar quickly.
It's because Chuck. See, this is what I like about Chuck. What he does, man. Suits a Chuck. I'm not talking Chuck. I'm jokingly, right? But see, Chuck was saying some dumb ish, right? But then he tries to wash it away by being sarcastic. It's like, Chuck, you said it. Like, it's not as if you're saying it. Like, he said that if you took away IQ's floater, he has the same offensive player as Frank. And I said, what? He's a plus 3-point shooter. Frank ain't that just because he's made a few three. Oh, nice. Keon Johnson draws a foul. Nice swivel.
I'm mad at Tibbs. Tibbs brought the Frank. I thought the Frank hive was dead, and then Tibbs woke it up again the other night.
Oh, you knew that was going to happen.
Like, this Frank hive been on and off. It goes dead, and then as soon as Frank plays a good, decent 10 minutes, then everybody's awake again about, Frank, we need to keep. I'm already seeing things that, Frank and Quickly Rose needs to start, and Frank and Quickly need to be getting together in the backcourt. And I'm just like, okay, can this ever end? Because this has been 4 years of this trash about Frank. And once he hasn't been playing, I've been happy because it's like because at the end of the season, the beginning of the off season, we do not have to hear Frank Ntilikina's name again.
Oh my god!
And I cannot wait.
Joe, you missed
Frank is a glue guy. I think at the right price, I would bring him back. He's still 22.
That right price better be around $2-3 million. I'm not bringing him back on $5 million a year to be a so-called.
What's he
guy.
making this year? Like $8 million this year?
6.
5, right?
6. He makes a little more than Kevin, so it's around 6.
Yeah.
Oh, nice move by this dude. I don't know who this number 35 is. By the way, suit to Chris Chang. Man, he said, "Mass pick is something we shouldn't really be pressed for because we have enough talent." I don't know about that. And money make the moves if necessary. I don't know about that. Oh, money, yes, but moves. I don't know. Talent. He says if necessary. Plus, Kawhi's not leaving. Kawhi has an arthritic knee that no one wants to talk about. That his uncle and his agent, or his agent who's his uncle, has done a great job of hiding that he has an arthritic knee.
If you watch the way he plays, you don't want that man. If you watch the way he plays, you don't want that guy. Like I don't.
Kawhi Leonard is one of my favorite players. I don't care what's I watch Kawhi Leonard's game.
Love Kawhi.
More money from the Clips because he knows he has a leverage. Because if he goes out and fakes like he's going to go to another team, they gave up everything to have Kawhi. Like Kawhi Leonard signed the perfect contract where you just basically milk him for more money, even though he has a broken down knee. You know what I mean? And they don't have the draft picks. They don't really have the future. They're trying to win now. They gave up everything.
They had no money, no picks, no nothing.
Watch the way he runs on court, and you will see that leg. He is dragging that leg. He will be dragging that leg for the rest of his basketball career.
Shoot to my dude CM, man. He said, if you don't think Frank has value, I don't know what to tell you. He doesn't have that much. He has some value, but let's be honest. Value comes with what? Consistency, right? We can all sit here and say Anthony Randolph had value because of potential, right? I think Knox is still a lot of it. Granted, played good defense his first year, won the best pick and roll. He was the best pick and roll defender. Go look at synergy. The next 2 years, he was in the 60th. He dropped from like the 87th percentile to like the 60th percentile. So again, I think his defense is a little bit overrated. Even last night or against the Kings, he was getting cooked by Fox. Go watch the first few plays. His hips look tight. He was getting blown. And granted, Fox is a beast, but Fox was shimmying him more than he was with Derrick Rose. Getting past him with more than Derrick Rose. He had some good plays with Halliburton, but let's not overrate Frank. He had okay defense. People, he had. See, it's funny because Suits MBK, Suits Sim. I ain't talking no ish. Those my guys, but. Sim was there talking about RJ Barrett. I don't know about RJ. All this stuff, right? Frank comes in and gives you some solid minutes, but he overrated defense, making it seem like, the defense. I'm like, defense wasn't that impactful. The impactful thing was him driving on Marvin Bagley, then him hitting that three, where it's like, okay, could he be that off the ball guard that we need? Because guys like Bullock and Burks are just too inconsistent. His defense wasn't that good.
He did his intangibles is what affected that game more than anything. It wasn't those. It was taking the charge. It was doing that.
Right.
Stuff. It wasn't.
What I said about Frank is though, like Frank, you're gonna have because we have more picks coming in every year over the next while. So young guys coming out of the draft are coming in. Guys got to go out. This isn't a 50-man roster. There's 15 guys, so guys have to leave. And who is going to want to leave? The guys that aren't playing. Frank is only playing because Elford's out. But when Elford comes back, Elford's in the starting lineup, Rose is back to the bench, and Frank is back to DNPs.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Yeah, he's only getting situations. What my confusion is, though, Frank's getting minutes over Rivers. And that to me is like, okay, what's happening there?
But to me, I think it's more of a respect thing with Rivers. Just don't play him,
Right.
Like just let him sit. It's not.
They're going to trade him. I think he knows he's getting traded already.
I think Frank doesn't have value like that, so you got to showcase Frank a little bit more.
Yeah, give Frank. Give Frank those minutes because he's a tradable piece. Even though Rivers is too, you might as well show the young guy and see if you can get because you might be able to get more for Frank than you could for Rivers.
Well, I think you have to package literally Frank and Knox or Rivers and Frank together to get something.
Well, we'll see. They got that $15 million sitting there, so
yeah. So what I do is here take Rivers, take Frank, and give me JJ Redick.
The Knicks used Indiana, Michigan. They got a kid with the Ford.
They got Wagner, Mo Wagner's brother on Michigan.
No, but the dude on Michigan, who's the light-skinned dude, 2-year player, Ford.
You're talking about Livers.
Yeah. You like him? I haven't watched too much of him. Just watch.
I don't see. There's nobody in Michigan I want. So
man, Texas got
they got Brown,
the center, right?
Yeah, he's a forward. I like that kid, number 20. Sims, but he would be like a free agent that you take a flyer on a big, like he's a senior, like a real athletic senior. But yeah, you're taking Brown and you're taking that kid, that kid don't miss from three when he's wide open. I forgot his name, but that Sims kid right there, number 20, he's a senior. He's been playing like he's an athletic big that we could use, like, and you could develop him in the G League.
Yeah, this dude number 20. Yeah, number 20 is a freaking.
Yeah, he's a 7-foot guy. But I don't think he's a draftable prospect. But like I said, you might be able to get him as a free agent and work him in the G League. In like 2-3 years from now, you may have something with him.
Like he has some quick twitch.
Yeah, you keep him stashed. That's one of those stash guys there for development. You know how the Nets are doing with Claxton?
Oh, the big dude who could shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Like for him from Georgia, that kid from Georgia, I would have loved to have taken him. Like
with the dread, right, or braids, right?
Yeah, like behind Mitch.
He could shoot too. He can play. He can play, bro.
Oh man, if the Knicks would have got him, oh my God, like just like right now, like you'd be able to play him like instead of Noel. Like the Knicks missed it with that
a little bit too. What?
Yeah,
develop his outside shot because I remember watching some of him last year. I don't watch him, but yeah,
I saw him in Georgia. He came out a year too early, but they got one with him. Like the Nets, that's a steal pick. Trust me.
That's crazy because they're in a win now mode. So like,
but see, this is where you still got to. But see, this is where you still got to have the development guy. Because really, you can see that DeAndre, he's really kind of done.
Yeah.
You know, he plays half-heartedly all the time.
And I think they know that they took the wrong because Jared Allen's having had a few monster games recently.
Yeah, they were supposed to keep him.
Yeah, Jared Allen's looking good, man. Jared Allen's looking good. Can run the floor, play the pick and roll excellently, defend well. Like he's perfect for the Cavs. So you know the Nets doesn't move on from Jordan.
I think the Nets made a major mistake by trading for Harden because they would be so loaded as a basketball team. They would still have all their draft picks. Like the Nets would really be a problem if they didn't take Harden. They're a problem now, but they would really be a problem, you know, for years with the Allens and the Leverts and all the guys that they traded. Like they would be really tough. Like, you know, that would really bother me. But you know, this right now, this is only a 2-year run for them. Like after next season, it's really going to be over because are those guys really going to stay?
Sorry, guys. I just had to check a text. Suta SB Talksports. I apologize, Kenzie. I just had to respond to him.
I got you, but but what I was saying is, do you really think that KD, Kyrie, and James are going to stay after 2 years? You know, I don't really think so. But it is their last contract, so.
Yeah, their last major contract.
I think so.
If they don't win, I'm not
sure. In these 2 years, what are you doing?
And KD's breaking down too, man. Like his body is starting to break down. Obviously, Achilles is trying to account for it elsewhere in his body and just breaking down. Harden and Kyrie's. I don't know.
Kyrie's still young, but you know, but remember all the
he breaks down too. Yeah, he sits out.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's why I think more about the Celtics and I think more about the 76ers. I think that's our competition. You know. Like who are we drafting and who are we building to beat those guys and Toronto because we're still the worst talent. We have the worst talent in the division still, and you're not gonna win no championships.
Say it again, Rob.
You're still not gonna win. You're still not gonna win no championships until you start beating the teams in the division.
True.
Like you have to start beating.
First of all, I got to compliment the red shades. You out here looking fleet, man. I see the red stunners on. Got the red.
The blue light shades.
Looking like Diddy. Coming looking like Diddy.
Looking like a Future when he left the Tribe Called Quest. What's that song?
I'm looking for.
No. Real girl, real good girl. I can't remember. Such a vibrant thing. A vibrant thing.
Hey, but now what I was, right? Yeah, man. And what I was talking about though, I don't think you need to worry about the Celtics because how Danny Ainge running that team, man. He running that team to the ground, man. He holding no picks for no reason.
They have
still respect Tatum. You still got to respect Tatum and Brown, man. Those guys are 22, 23 years old.
I know.
They're still young.
But it don't matter if you can't build around your two stars because you got all these assets that don't use them. But they're gonna be if how Danny Ainge running them, they're gonna end up being the Portland Trailblazers. Just with two superstars.
Hold on. But see, here's the difference though. You got two players who are literally two of the top 2-way players in the league and crazy efficient. Right, yes. The Blazers don't got that. All they really need the Celtics, if you think about it, and maybe they could get us in the draft. That's why I thought a guy like Jalen Smith from Maryland would have been perfect for them. They need a big man who can clean up down low and possibly space out the floor. But you need a guy like if they get an Andre Drummond, that is an Eastern Conference contender. I don't know if they're going to beat the Nets, but
I agree with that.
If the Nets fade away and say they re-sign a Drummond somehow, right?
Mm-hmm.
That team. That's a scary team because they got have an inside presence. And if you got and then obviously Marcus Smart's on to break down a little bit. You got Kemba Walker, but Kemba Walker won't have you don't have to. Kemba Walker be a legit number 3 player on that team at the point guard position, and then you have like Williams, that kid Williams coming off the bench. I like
they got that.
You can spread like they just legit need a Drummond. And they'll be fine. The Blazers are different because you got two players who they kind of do the same thing. Like don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
Lillard is one of the best point. He's one of my favorite players, right? But he's not a facilitator. Like he needs a ball in his hands. He's a scorer. And he can play with the ball. I'm not saying like that. But him and McCollum kind of overlap in certain ways. And Nurkic never stays healthy
at all.
they don't really know what the identity is really versus, and they don't have a defensive presence to kind of hold them over. The Celtics, when both of those guys are healthy, they can beat you with their defense.
Or Collins don't stay healthy either.
Yeah.
When was the last time you saw Zach Collins play? I haven't seen Zach Collins playing like.
Oh man, I forgot he still played. I'm gonna be real with you. I forgot he played.
See,
Matthias Table for Austin Rivers is a trade team. I don't think they're giving him Matthias Table. He plays good. He's a defensive.
I want to say, do you think it's a player in this draft where you could like, okay, maybe not your first stop, maybe give like your second best player, third best player on your team to get him to move up in the draft?
That I would move up.
Yeah, you think it's anybody in this draft worth losing the player to move up for?
If Knight fell somehow for some weird reason, and I give him my second pick, I'm getting James Bouknight.
Yeah.
I'll teach him how to facilitate and do that stuff. But if you could give me 3 levels scoring, the position, and because you see how they play EP now, right? If you could shoot the ball, because you already have a system where a lot of the facilitation is predicated or built from Randall, right? So taking the ball is making the point guard, like you can have a combo guard, but they just got to be able to do, like people say, oh, why don't you have Quickly? But Quickly's still a rookie. He's still, and Henson said it best. He's saying, you guys see what you have in the ball, but you give me James Bouknight, who can get past his man. One-on-one, who could, he can shoot. He's not a good shooter, but he has the form. It's there. You know what I mean?
Give me James a walking bucket.
You would trade up for Bouknight and put him at the point, more or less.
Yeah. But I wouldn't put him at the point. I put him at the 2, move RJ to the 3. But,
This man KD always in some.
1-2. You can have an interchangeable 1-2 if you have. It sends just a guard because most of these guards nowadays 6'4", 6'5", 6 whatever anyway. But it just depends on your offense. If you have your offense, that facilitation is coming from a Randall, and all you need from a Bouknight is to dribble, drive, and kick out versus set up an offense. And even though you would like him to, but that's why it's such a weird. It's weird because like Jalen Suggs would do that. But is he a top? Like he would be great for this team, Jalen Suggs. But do you need a Jalen Suggs? That makes sense. Do you need a Jalen Suggs type of player for the facilitation because he has his court awareness is crazy.
You always needed, but technically in this system you could do without it.
Yeah. Okay.
Say if you got what of a lineup of Bouknight at the 1, RJ at the 2, Kisper at the 3, Rand at the 4, Mitch at the 5. And then Randall's more or less.
Can you just make my dream come true, Joe? Can you just say Sandro Mamu looks like a Jokic coming out, and you put Sandro at the 5 and Randall at the all right, I'm about to have a heart attack.
Who's Sandro?
Don't have a heart attack. Calm down, Red Fox.
He's more of a 4, no?
Nah, he's a 5. He's like 6'11", I think. Sandro Mamu. Oh,
you look all the games on
Elizabeth.
This is stupid, man. UNC versus Florida State, Louisville at Duke. That's gonna be whatever. Illinois and Wisconsin, but your boy's out.
I don't want to trade when we're talking about these. When people keep talking about trading for a star or somebody that's available in the offseason, that's why I don't want to trade these picks because if you have 2 picks in this draft, you draft 2 picks, maybe move up a little bit with that second round pick and maybe a future pick. One of the 2 is going to hit.
Maybe. Well, no, I wouldn't necessarily say that because
it's like the lottery. It's like the more lottery tickets you have, the more of a chance.
Only reason why I want to agree with that. I'm not saying y'all would do an idiotic move like this team did, but the Minnesota Timberwolves when they drafted Johnny Flynn and Ricky Rubio.
Oh my god,
that was dumb though. Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, that was
dumb. I don't believe y'all would do something that dumb, especially not with Tibbs with y'all. But don't say it ain't impossible. Yeah, he does.
No, he doesn't.
Nah, man, you're sleeping on Rubio, man.
Yeah, Rubio doesn't.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say he only have value on one side of the court. His defensive side, he's worth nothing. Offensively, he's worth a lot.
Because I had this argument with Sim. He's talking about, he'd rather have EP over Rubio, and I'm like,
oh yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Are you kidding me? Like Rubio killed it last year for the Suns. Like he's a plus facilitator. He shot 36% from 3 last year.
Timberwolves. He killed us when we played the Timberwolves.
Yeah, he killed us when we played the Timberwolves. So it's like, and people are like, oh well, what is he doing this year? I'm like, well, you can have a bad start when he has no direction.
And did you see how he was crushing Alfred Payton the last time we played against him? Yes. That's crazy, man.
Stepping off from 1 foot, hitting these little fadeaway floaters. I'm like, yo, bro, y'all literally
done that when we played the Suns too. We killed Payton.
Yeah,
that's why. Yes, he did. Yes. Mm-hmm. This is why I like sometimes being out of that hyper Nick like think tank, like because it's like people don't think outside of like they're just like there's a confirmation bias with Alfred Payton, he's the last 5 games. I'm like, dog, if you sat up here and you asked any other team outside of Knicks, any other fans, any other coach, would you rather have Ricky Rubio or Alfred Payton?
I'll take a Rubio.
You take a Rubio?
Man,
I got a phrase I learned from an old dude on the radio. He said, "Watch the damn game."
Thank you.
Watch the damn game. So that's like stop being like sometimes you gotta stop being homer and just watch the damn game.
And that's what Michael Kay said the other day. It's the only bit of sense Michael Kay said. He goes, look, the Knicks are playing good, but Knicks fans need to relax. The lack of talent at some point is going to show. And it's the truth.
Yep.
And it's the only little bit of common sense that ever comes out of Michael Kay's mouth about basketball. But he was like, Knicks fans, just enjoy what's going on, relax. But the lack of talent at some point this year is going to show.
And that's a scary thing. You know what the scary thing about that, Joe? You got people who literally want to say that, we got talent on this team because we're winning. I'm like, this is the same team from last. I'm like, yeah, but it's not the talent, it's the coaching, because talent can if you have good talent, that can override like average coaching. You can their teams have gone to the playoffs with good talent, but the coach, you look at it, is like, that's not impressive coaching. And people want to downplay Tibbs and say he's not a good coach. Like, dogs, literally this team is ranking in certain percentages they did last year and look way better with literally the same players. You're going to say it's talent? We don't have talent like that. Bro.
And that's what's scary about the Knicks. Say the Knicks sneak into the playoffs, right? We still have about $50 million in cap space and a numerous amount of picks. What Tibbs can do with an average team, and then if you add more talent to it, we could be dangerous. So,
and also, Joe, you said something else, bro. I want to say the reason why a lot of teams are scared about drafting and stuff, or because a lot of teams, honestly, a lot of teams, period, they have bad coaching. So it's like they want ready-made players right away. They don't think about 2, 3, 4 years down the line. They don't want to think about developing those players. And granted, there are good coaches in this league, but they hamstrung by a GM that wants to win now. Or you might have a star player. Look at Billy Donovan, right? Billy Donovan was with the OKC Thunder, right? He couldn't coach up that team because you had to basically appease Westbrook. You can never see. Sometimes you can't see how good these coaches are because they're hamstrung by these star players or a stupid owner. You know what I mean? So when we look at certain players, that's why it's like, I don't mind the draft process. I'm not saying that's the only way you build, but the draft is cheap talent. It's cheap talent. If you have a good coach, quickly. If you have a good coach, you get the quickies. And also, if you have a front office, you get quickies. You get guys that can develop rather quickly because you have good coaching. A lot of these guys, these teams have crap.
That's the thing about the draft, though. It's a crapshoot because look at the way it happened with us this year. Like, we don't know what Obi is, but our 8th overall pick is playing 15 minutes a game on the bench, and our 25th overall pick is probably the best guard we have. So you never you could always find diamonds in the rough. We do the same thing with Mitch.
Of course,
the top picks don't always hit. It's not like the NBA is turning more kind of like the NFL now, where later picks are hitting more than the early picks.
You'll feel better. You'll feel better about that if you sneak and get a sneaky pick later, and instead of playing your top pick, it don't pan out.
Yeah, bro, look at Denver. Look at Denver and Jokic.
This year we have our pick, we have the Mavs pick, and then we have the 22nd round pick, which is probably going to be the first or second pick in the second round. That pick will hit somebody with.
By the way, sorry to cut you off, Joe. Suits everybody with families, who have family members who have had cancer, who survived it, who passed away. That's what I like to see by Auburn and Tennessee. That was cool right there. So suits everybody. God bless him, man. Hopefully for those who find it, you fight through it, man. My boy, his mom died a few years from cancer.
Oh man,
great woman, by the way, too, man. Suit to Miss Castillo. Actually, her name was Castillo. His name was Castillo, but suit to her, man. Rest in peace. So back to the game, 34-32. Want to see somebody? Did Keon just score that? That may have been Keon. Just missed that.
It was off a rebound.
All right. Yeah. So, I want to see Keon Johnson, man. I want to see the offensive skills, man. Athlete on defense, so on offense, he looks very well.
That's a project. It's a project on offense.
Yeah. But you know what I like about him, though? He has great, if you see his framework, he has like lean muscle, like he's cut, like you know what I mean? Like he has like a good athletic body. Pause. For anybody feels right.
But then see Springer, you know, he's up there, so you can see he plays half good defense as a guard. So, you know,
yeah, I like Springer. If we're in the like 14, 15 range, and we're looking at point guard, I'd take Springer. He's young. He's super young. I think he's just going to be 19 when he goes into the draft.
Yeah, he's like 18 right now.
Keon misses another shot, by the way. See, you guys see Keon's form? Inconsistent. He kind of left it up top, and it wasn't like it was like a weird flick. It wasn't like the one he shot early when he missed the mid range.
And that's the one thing I like about the Kentucky guys or the Tennessee guys, because I think like the first 10 or 12 games of the season, Keon and Springer were coming off the bench.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and they'll work their way into the lineup.
And I'm gonna tell them like this, bro. Coming off the bench don't mean nothing. Like, people think that
Devin Booker come off the bench for Kentucky.
Yep. It don't mean nothing. You playing your role.
Finish the game and start the game.
Yes, sir. That's most important. If you finish the game every time, then that's more important.
In college,
that's what you
NBA,
have.
I think it's a little bit different. It's just my humble opinion.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Knicks fans are pushing for Quickly to start, but it's like Quickly's playing most of his minutes. Like, unless he's having an off game, a lot of the times he's closing in the fourth.
Yeah.
For me personally, I think in the NBA, I think it's more of a chess game, because I know Sim would say, "Oh, it doesn't matter who." I'm like, no, it does, because setting tempos early on in games, controlling the game is also a major factor in NBA, right? I just in my humble opinion, you've seen it. We've seen it. We're teams that we should have mollywopped. The Wizards, we're only up by 5 because we had a terrible start. Then you had to come in and rely on a superlative game by Derrick Rose. Right, and the thing about it is when you can't control the game early on, you can't see what you got in rookies and younger guys. Where I could put you in garbage time in the fourth quarter because they already gave up with 6 minutes left to go. Versus now, I got to play my starters, and maybe they're expending more energy. Maybe, God forbid, someone gets hurt. A starter who shouldn't have been in there. I mean, I just think it's a little bit different in NBA. It's just my humble opinion, man.
But even the thing with Tibbs, though, which annoys me, is we've had games where we're up by 20 with 5 minutes left, and he still has Randall and RJ in there. Like, what are you doing? It's like, and it's on a back-to-back.
Yeah. I'm laughing at C-Mac. He got me crying.
C-Mac, I'm sorry, Joe. I apologize, Joe. Keep it real. C-Mac is an absolute C-Mac. I'm waiting for you to come on the show, bro. You got it, because G. I can't remember his name. G something. He used to always troll. He came on. He had janky internet. He could hardly talk. He glitched all the time. I'm like, y'all guys talk all this trash, and y'all be C-Mac. Whatever you want to come on, bro, please come on the show, man.
C-Mac ain't gonna come on.
And by the way, my SB Talk Sports will be on tonight at Lawrence Tears. Killing. I don't even know who he has tonight, but killing.
Somebody. I gotta make you proud, man. You send me over there.
Yo, come on, man. This is. I'm sending the villains, man. This is my proxy war.
Right,
Tears, man.
What is it? Debate night?
Yeah, it's debate night. I'm gonna be over there.
I was supposed to do debates. I told Freezy I ain't doing it because they're not debates. They're talking. It's not a debate.
Yeah, it's not really.
You talking. Whoever the chat likes more, they're gonna vote for it.
I
they're not debating each other.
I beg Freezy.
I told him, I called him. I'm not doing it because it's not debates.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
I beg him to have actual contrasting, like questions with contrasting sides. So it's like, okay, you like Knox, you don't. Tell me why, blah, 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 regarding like where you could debate. I did debate a club in elementary school. I did a Model UN. You have to have two contrasting sides. Even if they, like in Model UN, especially when you practice, it'll be like, all right, it'll be sport conference, right? And you don't even agree with the other side, but it's like, all right, you take this side, you take this side, you do your research. Now you guys debate, not whether can world peace be achieved with the chia seeds. It's like, dog, that's not. Not really debating.
Like, how is a debate where you have 2 out of the 3 rounds, 2 of them is freestyling? That's not debate. That's just talking.
I try to help Freezy, man, but he didn't want to listen, man. And I said, Freezy, it's too easy for me to, because I come with stats and stuff like that. I try to come with some quantitative. Oh, nice move, but foul. I try to come with some numbers.
The way is it organized too was it Kevin W lost 4 times and it took him 4 times to get his belt back. So I'm like, in a fight, say in a boxing fight, is the champion loses his belt at the fight the same guy 4 times in a row to get the belt? Like,
no, you gotta go down that rank.
There's no way moving up the ranks. He's the same guys up top. because they're the guys that are with him usually Monday to Friday every night.
Yeah, I suits to blow our tears, Mr. Scribe.
Yeah. I love it. I just don't like the debate format. I'm like, what's
Yeah.
That's I told him. I was like, I'm not debating because it doesn't make it. Why freestyle? Because then if it's one of them nights, if they disagrey with my freestyle, they're gonna vote against me, and it's not a debate.
Right.
I think all I get a win is I'm gonna just cap and say, man, look, man, that's what y'all started becoming a Knicks fan a little bit. I should get every vote, man.
Yeah.
They're like, yes, we knew it. We finally got him. Vote. All right.
Who you debate? If you're debating against Kevin Wright, all you need to do is diss Kevin Knox, and then you've won.
Oh my lord!
I heard somebody
Kevin Knox is trash, blah blah blah, and then you're gonna win the debate. Because the
same thing I like about that is like he gets so emotional. Like me and him have this weird beef, and it's literally him. It was off of me critiquing his Kevin Knox comments. I'm like, bro, I've never taken a personal jab at you, and nothing in my. I've never done that. I don't do that for internet. Come on, we're on the internet, bro. Like, and he's like, he's like, oh, your show is boring. I'm like, bro, what the? I'm like, I didn't say anything. I'm doing something about Kevin Knox. Like, bro, you can't be that married to a bum player. He's trash. And it's like,
is that his cousin or something?
I don't know. I don't know.
I think Kevin Wright, Knox might be paying him just to be his guy to put on the internet to praise him.
Kevin Knox sucks. He's like Cam Relish. He's like Cam Relish, who's so selfish.
Here's how I know it's phony, because I remember the first time I asked, I said, okay, Cam, right? If you could do the draft all over again, are you drafting Kevin Knox? And he couldn't answer in 5 minutes, and then he went back saying, "Oh yeah, I would." But literally, he had a 5 minute or everybody. Because I asked everybody, and there's like a 5 minute pause. People are like, like dogs. If you can't say you'll redraft him, don't sit here and act like he's like the lost chosen prodigal son of the. Like, he sucks, bro.
I asked Kevin Wright if you redone that draft, you take Kevin Knox, and he said yes. I was like, no, you're not.
He probably did it after when I asked him, because when I first asked him, bro, I don't know what episode it was. He couldn't answer for like a 5 minute stretch, and then he said, "Oh, I'm to win an argument." I'm like, "You're trying to just win an argument, bro." But I know for a fact you're not taking him.
Kevin Knox was the best player available in this draft to now, not when the draft was on. Now he still thinks
I take Miles Bridges over Kevin Knox.
Michael Porter.
No, we're taking SGA.
No, I'm saying the lowest place. SGA. I'm taking my Kyle Bridges. I'm Kyle Bridges, my guy. I like 3&D basketball players, but I take SGA. I take SGA over Kevin Knox.
Just think about this. You look at that draft. You could take anybody from his pick down to like 20, and you would be fine with it, except for Robinson. Because all those guys have actually developed. Like, go look at it. Like, it was shocking to me. There's only 2 guys that haven't developed in that draft: Kevin Knox and that guy Jerome Robinson that the Clippers took. Everybody else is in development mode. And Mo Bamba, like, those are the only guys that like really missed.
I'm gonna read off the draft.
Go look at that draft. You're gonna be like, wow.
Yeah,
you fell in love after a workout. You fell in love after a workout, bro. Like, what the?
Was it Luka was in that draft? Trae Young was in that draft.
Oh, okay.
You feel bad.
You got Markel Fultz, Lonzo Ball. No, Markel got hurt, but he's starting to come back.
That's the Frank draft.
Oh, my bad.
Trae Young's
beast. Marvin Bagley, productive, can defend. Luka, enough said. Jaren Jackson, enough said. Trae Young, enough said. Mo Bamba, nope. Wendell Carter, talented but always injured. Colin Sexton, talented. Kevin Knox, Mikal Bridges. SGA, come on. Miles Bridges, productive. Jerome Robinson. Oh, he's from Boston College. I think he's from Kansas. My bad. Michael Porter Jr., enough said. Troy Brown Jr., is he doing anything at
Yeah, he's from Washington. That's the kid on Washington. Yeah, he's a decent player. Yep.
He's been hurt a lot this year, but he's
remember last year he came into the Garden and torched us. Was
that when they had like the 4 G League players or something like that?
Yeah, he was one of them.
It killed us, man. Damn, Texas Tech.
Him and Beal, I don't think even played one of them games. I think it was just Ish Smith and Troy Brown.
Only person, Zaire Smith, he kind of turned into a bust because he got traded from Macau and he kind of flopped.
Yeah, but see, it's only like 2-3 guys in that draft that actually you say they're not developing, and Kevin is one of them.
Was Malik Monk in that draft, or was he the Frank draft?
That's the Frank draft.
Frank draft. Balling now. He is.
Oh, he's very good from three.
Games, man, for the past few games, he's a headache though, man. He
is in 4 or 5 20+ games this
year.
He
can't stay on the court.
I'd take a flyer on him because they have a load of guards over there in Charlotte. If they were moving any of them, I think Monk might be one of them, but he's balling.
If they really want to move,
no, they're gonna keep Monk.
I want to take a flyer on Devontae Graham, man. If you get, I know you.
Yeah, for real. Take him.
You get a guy who could shoot, who could space the floor, man. I don't even care because on this team, Tibbs will get your guys open. He'll get. It's just we can't.
It's hard to
the ball.
Monk's shooting 40%, 7%.
It'll be hard to. Yeah. But it'd be hard to trade for Graham because his contract ain't nothing. He on a $1 million contract right now.
Yeah, so that's like having Mitch. That's Mitch.
Free money.
Yeah, but
that's like having Mitch. You know,
give up.
Mitch is on a $1 million.
Yeah, we're stealing with Mitch.
No, but what you could do is you could give them picks. You could give them picks and just take on the salary. You don't have to give them anything back.
Just give them.
They said Graham's gonna be a free agent this offseason. I gotta look that up. Delano's still junior salute, man. Yeah, thank you, Delano. Bro, Malik Monk always shows flashes, bro. He does this, man. He does this. He's a weird player. Shoot to Alex Dixon, man. Knox, only Kentucky player that hasn't popped next to close to Malik Monk.
Yeah, and Guillermo Jones.
Recent year there, you can say it because MKG was a
dick now too. DSJ is starting to hoop now with Detroit. He put up with 17 and 17.
He didn't fit here. Like that's like you can't say like we saw it. He did not fit here. I'm washing my hands of it. Like he could go do Detroit. Like he didn't fit here, and that's just all it was.
And Detroit's
Detroit are taking flyers. Like they took a flyer on Josh Jackson. He's hooping. Took another flyer on Smith. Smith's looking good.
Yo, C-Mac, you dumb immature, man. Alex Paul's son. All right, come on. Corny, C-Mac, you corny as hell, man. Screw you, bro. Damn, man, this dude's annoying, man. Yo, come on, bro. I just love immature jokes, man. Me, my friends, and my cousins, we have this thread, and all we do is just ignorant jokes. So I'm used to it. This game is ugly as hell, man.
Yeah, they're just clinking everything.
Yeah, this is garbaggio.
Yeah.
Damn, what the hell was I gonna say?
Auburn always beats Tennessee in basketball.
This game is a bunch of athletes who can't shoot.
That's why I argue over with Coach Colorblock. He said that, Luka on that Kings team. I'm like, bro, I'm not even a Luka fan like a diehard fan like that, but Luka on that Kings team transforms that team. I'm sorry.
Oh, bro. Yeah, Luka and Fox.
Yeah, Luka.
That's the thing about the game.
Would have been Luka and Fox. Yeah, would have been.
Yeah, would have Luka and Fox.
They hit on guys and they miss on guys, and nobody says nothing about them. But when we miss, we get like it's all over about the Knicks. But the Kings are worse. Like, imagine if you had that team like Fox, Luka, Buddy Hield, Holmes. Halliburton. Well, no, they probably wouldn't have had Halliburton if they drafted Luka.
Yeah, they'd be better.
They'd be better.
Oh, I thought he was going to dunk on him.
Oh, nice move. Okay, hey, off the fast break. Okay, athlete.
That's what I said. There's a bunch of athletes who can't shoot.
Yeah,
this whole game.
But that's the thing about college basketball. There's a load of athletes, but they don't They don't work out.
Then what you were saying about the Kings? I'm sorry, I'm talking about daughter. No, the Kings trash. That's why nobody don't care about the Kings. Like they can keep messing up. It's the Kings. Like, come on, man. Who cares?
If they had Luka and Fox, they'd be something else.
No, they'll still be trash. I wouldn't wish that on nobody.
Nah, you can't say that because there's certain players that when they come in, even if you have a terrible regime, their talent just kind of supersedes all the effery around. Like, and if you have talent that you already drafted,
the Mavs were trash, and then Luka come in and transform them.
Right, and the Kings have misplaced talent. Like the Kings like Marvin Bagley is a talented player, but he's not what I don't think what they need. Right, Buddy Hield's a really good shooter, but he can't. He can play up De'Aaron Fox, but he's limited even in how he's just a really good shooter. Other than that, he doesn't really do anything else.
I mean, Buddy Hield was in trade though. Remember, he was with New Orleans.
Right. He was in New York. Right. But the thing with Luka is that Luka can control the tempo of the game. He can find players. You know what I mean? Like De'Aaron Fox, I like De'Aaron Fox a lot, but a lot of his game and skill comes from dribble. A lot of his facilitation comes from dribble drive kick. Like he's not like a. Let me just say, his court awareness and facilitation ain't on Luka's level. Let me just say it like that. Yeah. De'Aaron Fox is a dribble drive kick out type of guard. He's developed his 3-point.
Like a scoring guard.
Yeah, and it's nothing wrong with that. It's just they got a lot of misplaced talent. Now you get somebody who complements them and then like kind of is a plus multiplier to their talent, like a Luka. The Kings are a different team. And let me see, would you but they probably wouldn't have. Nah, they wouldn't have finished as badly because I'm thinking where would Halliburton? If Halliburton probably wouldn't have been drafted because they probably would have been.
Yeah, Halliburton would have already been drafted.
But Halliburton fits that team perfectly, man. I'm telling you. I told you, Gerald Sports. I told you guys to draft Halliburton, man. They're gonna blow up that team. You guys will make the playoffs, man, in a few years. Maybe one of.
I'll be very.
I think the coach is gonna get fired.
No, for real, because I don't. This is it just me or every time when they have like a backup head coach, they always win instead of their actual head coach. Because every time when when the first head coach he has tested positive or whatever, blah blah blah, the backup head coach don't know any plays or just copying off the plays from the first head coach and they win. But when the first head coach comes back, they lose.
Maybe his voice. Sometimes your voice, if you don't have because people look, Fizzo wasn't a good coach, but he tried to teach some nuanced offenses to the Knicks. Sometimes it's a person that's talking. That's why I laugh when people try to downplay, male figures in basketball. It's like, oh yeah, just bring it in. It's like there's a reason why like your greatest generals like this. Sometimes the way a person speaks in an experience, there's something that it clicks. It clicks in you. You know what I mean? Like. Not anybody can just come into a football team and lead a bunch of men to go out and bash their heads for for hours on end. You know what I mean, just to fight for that 1 inch, that one more yard. You know what I mean? Like
yeah. When you look at football, look at Belichick. The Patriots didn't have a load of talent. He let a lot of talent go. Any guys that were coming up on payday like offensive linemen, he's like, all right. Let's like Nate Solder. We ended up paying Nate Solder. They went one of the best left tackles in the game. They let him go in free agency. They drafted another one.
Hold up, Joe. You can't say that because I think if Bill Belichick, if he knows that you're a good offensive lineman, he tries badly to keep you. Like they're gonna re-sign Joe Tunney, whatever his name is.
They might franchise tag him again.
They did, yeah. So if it's an O-line guy, because he builds in the trench. He's an old school coach. But first of all, suit to my dude, Project Nerd HQ, man. Go follow my dude on IG, man. This dude is unfortunately he's a Yankee fan. Very confused, but great supporter, man. Good topics. Dude's a very socially conscious dude, man. You're gonna have really good discussions. If you come into arguing with him or debate with him, that's my guy, man. Very, very socially conscious brother, man. Suit to my dude, Project Nerd HQ, man. JN salute. Keyshawn RF Gaming. Yeah, we're gonna get to a better game. Not better, a prettier game. This is just I'm sorry. By the way, your boy Jaden Springer hasn't done nothing this game.
He just missed that nice pass.
Jaden Springer has done nothing this game.
I know.
Stop it, bro.
I know.
You know.
But see, this is what I'm saying. But see, this is what I'm saying. This is where I tell you. This is where you also see what you don't want.
No, I know. I'm
I guess it's like it's a two-way. It's pancake. It's two sides of a pancake.
Because I got tired of, and thank God for YouTube, because I got tired of looking at just highlights, man. But you got some brothers who upload the whole game. Just don't just be quiet about it so they don't take it down. But all the highlights and stuff of players, I'm like, yo, dogs. You go watch a whole highlight clip of Kara Lewis and come away and feel like, yo, bro, this is the next Trae Young right here. Then you watch the game and be like,
that's what they call highlights. Highlights.
Yeah, highlights. Yeah. And it never have low lights, so you got to watch the whole game. But I like watching the whole game because I also like to see how the team plays without that player on the floor. Do they play quicker? Is the offense a little bit more fluid? And granted, a lot of these offenses are a little bit more the usage rate just because like the ball gets shared around a lot. Like FSU, you'll never find a play with like a 30% usage rate. Like that's just not how Leonard Hamilton his team.
And they play more zones, so
So
you gotta also take that into account.
Like to really analyze these kids, you have to watch full highlights, 5-minute highlights. They're not going to show the bad stuff. It's all like the dunks,
all the good stuff. They're going to show all the people scoring.
Yeah.
Jaden Springer 10 points. I don't know where you got them 10 points from, but
they're only going to show people scoring. They're only going to show people stealing the ball and this and that, blah blah blah. They don't show bad things.
That's why I said you gotta watch the games.
Jaden Springer reminds me a little bit of that Killian Hayes kid.
Yeah, he does. That's what I was about to say. Yep.
And I like Killian Hayes. Like I still think Killian Hayes could be one of the better players this draft in a couple of years, but he needs time.
Yeah.
He's gonna need a lot of time, bro.
That's why I told him, I was like, he could end up being better than Edwards or some of these guys high up in the draft in 3 or 4 years. Not now, but 3 or 4 years.
Joe, he might be put on a back burner though, because think about this: if the Pistons falter, right? If they draft like a Suggs or a Cade, bro, they'll move on.
The Pistons will look even better.
And you gotta learn to play healthy.
I think they're gonna go Mobley. I think they're gonna go big man because they need a big man like to put beside Jeremy Grant, like a guy that can space the floor with Grant.
Remember, we're also talking about the Pistons. It's not what they should do; is what they might do, and they might go with a guy and be like, "That's a shinier toy at the point guard position." Because think about this: they just drafted Sekou a few years ago. Then you drafted the dude from Villanova. What's his dude's name?
Sadiq
Jackson Hayes.
I so badly wanted
and Sekou's more of a 3, and Sadiq is more of a. They play is interchangeable, right?
Yeah. Sadiq Bey is nice. Like I didn't know much about him until Sim put me on.
I've been watching some. Yeah, you could try. Just got. Look at this guy, Steve. But hold on. Let me send this guy the link.
Who?
If anybody wants to join the chat, guys, I don't have like a set line or whatever. It's just I literally send out the link. You guys could join, man. It's always open for everybody, bro. Hold on, let me keep talking. I just got to send Stephen Fox the.
Oh no, we on commercial right now, so I'm flipping back and forth to the Texas Tech game though, when they play in Texas. So
today is one of Stephen Fox's type of gays.
Where's Fox at?
I know he loves the draft.
I invited Stephen Fox. He said I like to watch it with a nice Chianti, and I like to be with my dog and eat a nice little quiche. I don't like to be bothered by you plebs. And look at him now. Now he wants to join us. Look at this.
Yeah, Fox, come on in. What's up, Fox?
Look at Fox. Look at the bourgeoisie over here.
Such disrespect, Don Guillermo.
How long did it take you? Today is one of your days. Today is college.
That's what I'm saying, man. I
did not say that, but
I don't want to be with you plebs. I like to watch by myself.
And how'd you know my girlfriend's name was Quiche?
I love these jokes too much, man. I'm trying to be mature. I'm trying to run a channel that's respectable. All right, stop. You and Chuck with the pauses, man. You guys. Every time I watch Lawrence Tears. Stevie Fox, when he's in he just pops out all these little, that's what she said, Joe. So I'm like, oh my gosh, man, stop. Like,
you can take the boy out of the Bronx, but not the Bronx out of the boy.
I can make these jokes for hours. Please, man. I'm trying to be mature here. 47-45 is the score, but you guys have been watching the Texas game as well, too. I might turn it back. Let me see if I get on this computer. But Stevie, any comments? Any thoughts?
Yeah, first of all, salute to my guys. How are you? Good to see everybody in the chat as always, family. Good to see you. Hey, I think this is a really great game for us to watch because it reinforces that if we have somewhat decent of a second half, even with that brutal schedule, these are, Keon's blowing up the boards, and it just is another head scratcher that you see Jaden Springer. Is that what you want on this team?
I wouldn't mind Springer.
With a first-round pick,
with our second with this whichever.
That's another universe. That's fine. Second is you take the chances on players, but Stephen Fox put me on. Was like, yo, James Springer, Keon, I don't want nothing to do with those Tennessee boys. And then last game, Stephen Fox is like,
No, I did not say that to you. I said to the watching Springer's film, Keon to me is all just meaning athletic. And so it's gonna, if he has anything, it'll be 3 years before he becomes productive, learns to shoot and all these other things. That's not what we want. And Springer, and what I said to you, and you got to admit it, Guillermo, is that I said to you, I've been watching, but I did write down on Springer that he's a dog. That he's a tough guy, but
he's young too, Stephen. I think he's going to be the youngest kid out of the draft.
I think both these kids are dogs.
He does. But if Springer had Johnson's athletic ability, then I'd look at him differently.
Springer is a solid. He's solid, but it's like, again, do you think Tibbs wants to sit there with at a key position where you might not re-sign an EP, which I think we should move on for EP next year. I think he's been productive in spots, but we could upgrade. Are you coming in and you bringing a Jaden Springer, and you're banking on that being the? I think he wants, like you said, and Stephen Fox has said this. Stephen Fox is bringing in this guy, James Bouknight. You bring in a dog like James Bouknight. Stephen Fox has been hammering about this guy. He loves this guy. You watch his game. Are there parts of his game is a little weak, but if you bring in a dog like that at the 1, you could teach him how to dribble, drive, kick out. I mean, you could have him play off of Randall. You know what I mean?
We've learned a lot from Quickly that if a guy can shoot and a guy has an offensive game, you can tame the other elements of, and Quick, God bless him, doesn't have the turnover thing, but Bouknight could be a little out of control sometimes, but you could control that with great coaching, but you can't teach his explosive nature, man. Nope. He is unbelievably so, but then here's the complex question. I really love Bouknight. So do you take your 1 and then take another 1 to move down to get Bouknight at a 7? Or do you say to yourself, if I'm doing that, then I might as well take my 2 and maybe throw in another 1 and get an established player?
But what about killing 2 birds with 1 stone? As I was saying to Guillermo earlier about Bouknight, you play him at the point, but you still run the offense through Randall. And if you could get a Corey Kispert as well and put him at the 3, you have Bouknight, RJ, Kispert, Randall, Mitch.
But
no, I hear you.
Would you take those 2 first to get your Bouknight?
Yeah, you might have to go up and get him.
Thanks, Guillermo. You
get a Kispert and maybe a lesser guard, and not lesser in that sense, but a Trey Man, an Io. You get one of these other, a James Butler.
Just real quick, everybody, I got to throw out some kudos to my guy Guillermo. I watched a guy named Trey Man guard on Florida. But I didn't, I looked at one part, looked at him, but I didn't really go deep into him until Guillermo said, hey, check this guy out. And I've been watching, and he's been growing on me. So shout out to you, Guillermo. Kudos, man.
But Stephen Fox, you know why you're annoying? Because once you said they had a 6'5" wingspan, now I couldn't get out of my head. I was like, damn, he does have his arms are kind of short.
Who you talking about? Butler
from some of these guards. So now Stephen Fox,
Butler has those dinosaur arms.
It's like I try to watch him now. I was like, damn, but that's also a good scout by Stephen Fox. Stephen Fox, bro, if you see the stuff he texts me, he points out little details about. His like
Josh Christopher can shoot threes. I was the first one that said to you, my brother, I love his slashing game, but he can't shoot.
Leave me alone, man. That's my guy, man.
That's the one.
He's gonna go to some other team, and he's gonna be a beast. And I'm gonna be there and say like, Stephen Fox told me that we shouldn't draft him, but this was my guy since day 1. I don't care. He is right. Josh Christopher shooting leaves a lot to be desired. But
getting back to our point, Joe,
right at the beginning, he's a guy who can score. But that's the problem with this team. I need a guy that can shoot. If you're going to build this thing around RJ and Randall, all other 3 guys in the
But Joe, you just nailed it. So whether it's Bouknight or the other person is Moses Moody, who's a beautiful natural shooter already. But do you move up for a guy who can't make his own shot yet? Moody's is a very good. He reminds me of Nesmith from last season. Beautiful catch and shooter. But once he puts the ball on the floor, it's not part of. It's not saying he won't be able to have that in the future, but he doesn't have it now. And do you want to?
In that regards, in what Stephen Fox is saying is very, like when he gets to it's very, very low level type of like it's kind of like where he can't like change angles, can't change hands. He can't really beat his guy off the dribble.
Thank you.
Again, we're talking about Stephen Fox, another guy. Stephen Fox, this is one of his guys who underrated guy that he likes from Alabama, John Petty Jr. Go watch the first Alabama-Arkansas game. Moody was getting worked and guarded by John. And John Petty was hitting threes. And another thing about Moody is that, and I told to Stephen Fox, one thing I don't like about when we call him 3 and D, he doesn't trust his hips. Every time you have a player on the perimeter who can drive, like go watch the first game, he would keep his hands in his face. Now, I'm not saying it's not a good thing, but in the NBA, you got to learn how to play with your hips and less with your hands, per se, in the sense of I can track you I can move with your every movement. Moody doesn't do that consistently, so
he's great.
That's why Corey Kispert, who is not that good of a defensive player, but he'll come in and be a knockdown 3-point shooter, could entice you. But when you look at Moody, can you teach certain things to make him that legit top 3 and D player? Where
Yeah,
he can space the floor. Because again, we talk about Naismith. I was a Naismith fan, but Naismith's playing minutes for the Celtics now. Like he fits something. So you would, and if Moody comes to the Knicks and Kispert, you wouldn't need them to have that slashing. You could just have him as a space shooter and develop the other stuff. So it's
but to that
can
point,
put it on the floor and get to the basket though too.
no, stop, Joe. You keep
Joe.
He can get to the basket. He's like Joe
He
Harris.
gets to the basket in college. He's not going to do that in the NBA. The athleticism, strength, and speed of the NBA.
I'd say a lot of people bigger and stronger in the league.
And look who they playing. And look, I like Gonzaga. I like Suggs. They're playing bums for the most part. They're playing They're playing Pepperdine. Where they're not like if they were playing like if they're playing it like the AC, they're playing these beasts, then it'll be different. But let them. I want to see him play in Alabama. You know what I mean? And Kispert, when they play like Kansas, Auburn, Kispert was literally just not chucking it, but shooting it well from out. He's not a guy who could. You know what I mean? Because you made the comparison between him and Clay. No, Clay
Joe
was,
Harris.
You have to classify him as Joe Harris.
Clay, but
I'm saying
Clay. When Clay and him in college, the game was similar. Clay had a little bit more, but in college they were similar, and Clay developed it. The only thing about Kispert is older. I think Kispert's going to be 23 by the time the draft is on. Like, he is a 4-year player.
Yeah, so
that's the one thing that I my down. But like he reminds me just a lot of Joe Harris. He's not. He can get. He's not just a catch and shoot. He can get to the basket. But I'm just putting him as a Joe Harris, which to me with like the 12 to 15 range pick, I would take. Because we need the shooting and we need that type of player.
But I think we need more than that. That's why I'm crazy about Book Knight. This team needs a 3-level scorer.
Yeah.
We're so limited. RJ is just a 1-level scorer. You know, this one's a 3-level scorer, but nothing that they could put the ball on. When you look at Tatum's shot chart, he's a 3-level scorer. You look at so many of the guys on the Knicks. So we need a guy that could do that all. And somebody other than Book Knight, Moses Moody at this point won't be a 3-level scorer. So and that doesn't mean he won't be. But it's the whole thing about, do we want to continually be in the project business?
No, I'm done. I'm done with the project business. I'm done, Steve. If you do not have a good enough floor, now you can be a project in the sense of that your development, your ceiling is high. But you got to give me a floor. I don't Book Night. Yeah. I need dogs. I need dogs on this team. I'm tired of the like you said, I was talking about the other night with people making fun of Kevin Knox. That's not the makings of a dog. That's not the makings of a dog, bro. I need dogs on this team. I don't need timid.
Hey, Guillermo. Again, kudos to you. I watched your interview with Tony Crow. Shout out to Knicks and Bruises.
Yes,
that was really enjoyable, man. It was like just warmed the heart, but it brought back memories to me of, and I thought of Knox today, as a New York kid, a Bronx kid. That you think of Oakley, you think of Anthony Mason, you think about just Latrell, the type of look in their eyes.
Killers.
It's New York, man. It's dogs, and then you see Knox. The reason, the fandom and everything. He just doesn't have that New York killer in him, and that we love as fans. Some guys could be a killer and not be extrovert, and you're like, I could deal with that, but he's a closer, he's a killer, and he's just not, he's Mark Bavaro like. He just drops the ball in the end zone.
You rather bring a guy down than have to build a guy up like Knox. If Knox up, you can bring him down a bit.
Because the only one who could build somebody up is that person, and it doesn't look like Knox can do that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Say that one more time. The only person who can build you up is
yourself.
You. Yeah. We talk about if they had the right coach, guys, having a good coach in the NBA is not common. Yeah. It is not, and because I would not even say a good coach. I mean, I would say like that. I'm talking about a good front office where everybody's aligned, and you can sit back and say, okay, they're doing everything right. You might have a good coach, but the GM is on a hot seat, so he's trying to win now, and the coach is like, well, I can't, bro. Like, you're giving me guys I don't like. A lot of mismatches. So you're a good coach. It's not a given. That's why I get on all these players. You have to be a self-starter. You have to find ways to constantly get better regardless of the system of the coach. People say, okay, Kevin Knox, if you have the right coach, 3-point shooting is 3-point shooting. When he got his minutes for the rookie year, he still got 18 minutes last year. Your number shouldn't have dipped that badly compared to last year. Yeah, I mean, it should not have. You're still a 3-point shooter. You're still supposed to be able to shoot threes. Still supposed to be able to defend. You don't need a point guard. You don't need a coach.
You have to have a mentality to crash the boards, and the guy just doesn't want to crash the boards.
Derrick Jones Jr. was what I wish when Derrick Jones Jr. played that place in that first game against the Blazers. I said, why can't Knox do this? Derrick Jones Jr. was flying all over the place, running baseline. He was an annoying junkyard dog. This is a guy that.
Hey, I'm going to give away a secret to anyone that debates Kevin Wright. Any topic, anytime Kevin says anything, just say to him, "Did Kevin Knox score 30 points and 15 rebounds in one game in his career?" And he's going to give you a funny look on his face, and he's going to say yes. Then he can do it in any other game. If he did it once in his career, then he's capable of doing it again, and he hasn't. So either he doesn't want to do it, or that was a freak anomaly. But the bottom line is, if you never did it, then you can't do it. But if you did it, then why can't you do it again?
Yeah.
Are we talking about that game in college?
Huh?
Are we talking about that game he did in college that where he had a 30-point?
No, I'm talking as a Knick. As a New York Knick. Kevin Knox had a 30-point, 15 rebound game when he was
December his rookie year?
Yeah, I'll tell you in a second if you want.
And so I apologize. Suit to everybody in the chat. We got Eli M. D. Coolers gave you a nice little shout out, Joe. He said suit to Joe that he's amazed that a guy from Ireland is so knowledgeable about basketball, not just the NBA, college. Also, when do you sleep, man? Joe doesn't sleep. Joe's an entity. He's a theory. He's not human.
He's a legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Whoa. I'm sorry, Joe. We have who's Mark in the bill? Whoa, what?
Oh, where?
Do my eyes?
Yo, what's with this? Just sending a dot. Come on, Mark.
Mark. I send you the chat. Mark, don't do this to me, man. Everybody's looking for you, Mark. Please, Mark, appear, man. You turn into a legend now on these NBA
since KP's been in and out getting hit, he hasn't been seen since.
Oh no, Joe, don't do that. We don't want to scare Mark away. Please. It's like a fox. You got to be very kind.
We're gonna have an all-day stream.
I'm high maintenance, I know. Hey, Guillermo, in his rookie year, Knox in his rookie year had a 31-point, 15 rebound, 5 assist game. So that's the kryptonite to anyone you talking to Kevin. So hey, but let me ask you a question. Take a step back, and what do you think realistically the first pick will be and the second pick this year? In this draft, thinking about our second part of the season, how the trajectory after what we've done the first half. So what do you think? We're 16 and 17, so I don't know if you want to extrapolate that or.
I think.
The question is going to be who's on the board.
That's why. Thank you, Hinton. You're awesome. Because what I wanted to do is just do this exercise. So if you say, I think the first pick will be 7, or let's say 8, and the next pick will be 13 or 12 and 11, whatever. Let's do that exercise for a second. So what do you think?
7 and 13, and these guys are available that I'm going to say. I think so. Lord, it might come down to he might choose a 3D player over Book Night.
But I wanted to. But so give me a number though. The first pick. What do you think? Consensus around everybody in the chat, both in the regular chat and our family and the regular chat.
It'll probably be low.
So MH says 12, 15. Black 10. So what do you think? 10. Start with 10.
I think we should start with 10. I think we start with 10 because
this is again from the decision making from a front office. What that you would think that us as thinking at from a student level. So from 10 on, Zaire Williams from Stanford, Alperen Sengun, 6'9" guy that I watch some stuff. Jaden Springer, Corey Kispert, Sharif Cooper, Franz Wagner, Usman Garuba,
from Real Madrid. No.
Yeah, exactly. Kay Jones, Jared Butler, Deshaun Nix. We want to keep those our draft choices for those guys.
Oh, I see what Foxy is doing. He thinks he's slick. So this guy
I'm
thinks
slick.
he's slick. Holy crap!
Yo,
trying to
He wants
move up.
us
what do you
to
mean?
make
What do you think?
trades.
Think
He's
I'm
trying to
slick?
stay-
He
he's trying
wants
stay
us to
packaged
make
and
Don't
move
you
up.
love
This
this
guy
old
thinks
Sly
he's
Fox?
slick.
What's going on
He
here?
thinks he's so slick. He buttered us up. Wow, this guy almost let us down. This guy thinks he's slick. All right. So
All right, counselor. Though, state your case. I stated my case. Now state your case.
This guy thinks he's evil, but But hold up though. Do you think that those two players within Tom Thibodeau's system could give you
what two players?
A 3D play in the point guard? Because I'm not going to answer it. I'm not going to answer. I'm just saying 3D play in the point guard could solid pick. Say a James Bouknight and a Kispert.
I love but Bouknight. We said 10. That's why you didn't hear Bouknight's names.
Okay, but say he drops. Say he drops somehow.
Oh, he's not.
Tournament time. Tournament hype occurs, and there's going to be somebody who's going to move up into that 6 to 9 range for some weird reason, right? So say if he does, and say Bouknight, because see, you think you're slick, because now you want to play the Levine and Beal game. If a Bouknight and a Kispert could be drafted by the Knicks, would you rather take that or Levine?
I'll take Bouknight and Kispert.
You ain't gonna do that, Fox. You ain't gonna do that to me, Fox. You think you slick? He trying to set us up. Fox is not slick. The Sly Fox has been defeated. He's not gonna do his butt.
Don Guillermo, that's why I'm only a consigliere. You're the Don.
Oh, no. I ain't no Don today. I'm a civilian, all right? I don't know what you're talking about. But no, that's a great question because, all right, but put it like this. Let me ask you this.
Well, I thought it'd be thought-provoking, man.
No. This is great. I love this. I love this discussion. I'll ask you this, though. Do you feel the same way about Bill and Levine? Is there any difference when it comes to those guys? I think there is. I like Levine more than Bill.
Me too. And also thank you for saying that. I saw this today again to provoke thought that I took a screenshot of it from an unnamed source that said, well, actually three different executives who spoke to the news to find the price to get a Beal. So this longtime GM laid it out specifically: 3 unprotected first rounders, 2 pick swaps, a young player. Oh, I hear an echo. A young player and an expiring contract. We don't have any. So that's why you take a step back, and that's why immediately I said to you, I'll take a Bouknight and Kispert, because do we want to give up? That's basically 5 first rounders if it swaps. 2 swaps, how it impacts us. Somebody, could you just have one browser open with StreamYard? Everything else, hear that echo.
I think it's you, Delano. You got like a weird echo. So I just mute you. It's all love, but go ahead, Fox.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
What was the question, Steven?
So I just wanted to, Joe, so a longtime GM laid this out specifically to get somebody at that level. It's going to take 3 unprotected first rounders, 2 pick swaps, a young player, and an expiring contract.
No, I can't do that.
For what? To move into the top 3?
Levine.
No, to get a Levine or a Beal. That's the starting conversation. That's why I said to you. That's why immediately I said to Don Guillermo that I'll take, I'll take Bouknight and Kispert rather than give up that type of,
one of them are going to hit. You don't want to give up everything just for Levine, and then there's that's the thing people are saying because it'll make us get to the playoffs, but. If you're giving up that many assets, what's the ceiling for a team with Randall, RJ, and Levine? 5th seed, 4th, 5th seed every year, 2nd round exit, maybe. You need a higher. You need to know that you're at least getting close to the Eastern Conference Final every year to make a move like that.
Yeah, but again, from that thought-provoking, saying, you know what, we have a lot of firsts. Maybe I would give up our pick and the Dallas pick and get Bouknight. We scouted the hell out of him. We just think that he has that talent. We don't want to, because it's going to take a hell of a lot more to get the Suggs, the Cunninghams, and the Mobleys in the top 3.
Yeah, we're not getting that far.
And again, Ignite's on tonight. When you see Green, you see Kuminga, like, oh my God,
It ignites tonight as well.
Yeah, it is. It's a crazy
Man,
day
this is
between college and everything.
I can't cover every. This is just disgusting, man. This is.
Yo, Guillermo, we
but-
should try and do a 24-hour or 24-hour
I
stream.
will die, man.
No,
I'm
for
not gonna
charity.
Lawrence
Do
Spears.
it for
He
charity.
could do that. He was staying for 7 hours. Well, I'll turn off the camera and I'll sleep and I'll be back here. You might hear me snoring, but Lord
No,
Jesus,
I'm
man.
saying it'd be good. I see my man Bad Dog who does the Giants. He every 6 months does a 24-hour stream for charity. And
we can switch the channels now because the
guys.
Arkansas and LSU game's starting.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me go over to that.
What
I'm gonna be
time
back
is
on
it?
at 3 anyway. Too. I'm not going anywhere, man. I got my green drink for breakfast.
Yeah, so do I. I got my Red Bulls.
I can't make tonight's broadcast. I have something to do with the wife, so I said, you know what? Let me hang out with my guys today, and we're going out later, the missus and myself. So let me enjoy talking to my guys, hanging with the boys, and then later I'll be hanging with my lady.
Brandon Howard, thank you so much for $5 super chat. Says salute to all you guys, Mr. to the panel super chat. Thank you so much.
Hinton, what channel is the who is it? Arkansas and
LSU. It's
no,
on ESPN too.
Arkansas is playing OK State at 3.
Nah, LSU.
I'll do that. That'll be another stream, but LSU is probably ESPN.
Yeah, it's on ESPN too.
It's they're going to beat LSU. They're going to beat LSU.
So now you get to see Cam Thomas and Moody since we talking.
Yeah, Moody's 6'6" and Thomas is 6'3", and I don't want a small 2 again.
Yeah.
Oh, LSU. Hold on. I got this all wrong. Holy crap.
Yo, Steve, what do you think about Jared Butler as kind of like a steal of a draft, like maybe mid to late teens?
It's funny, Guillermo and I were talking back channel on this. He has he's 6'5", and he has a 6'5" wingspan. And I said to him, if he had a Halliburton wingspan, but he has just average athleticism. So, it's like
I think he's a Tibbs
high IQ, super high IQ player.
Can shoot it, his defense.
We need athleticism. That's why.
But see, the
thing
is now that's why you have 2 picks. You can get athleticism with your first pick.
This team needs
point guard, athleticism in the point guard to get to his spots or get somebody to their spots.
When you think about basketball, everyone goes for athleticism, but to me, basketball IQ is a lot more important.
Oh, I agree. That's why I'm not high on Keon Johnson. He's all athleticism and
no IQ.
I don't know about that yet. I've seen him make some nice passes. He just can't shoot yet, doesn't have an offensive game, and that takes years to evolve, and I don't want us to invest in that. The guy earlier in the broadcast said it right. He's a guard version of Okoro.
And that's why my realistic draft, preferably, it'd be Corey Kispert and then Jared Butler. Both can shoot, both have decent IQ, and both are a little bit older. They're not like really young. So there might be a little bit more pro ready. They might, because that's what I think Tibbs is going to look at. Tibbs is going to look at his system. I think defense, shooting, and a basketball IQ is going to be his main.
I never want to hear pro ready again because Obi was supposed to be pro ready.
Yeah.
Man, Hinton, you're awesome, man.
I always
say to you, I love your takes. That is the truest thing. The most NBA offensive ready player in this draft is Obi Toppin.
No, but
now we're saying what?
Give me Devin Vassell, man. That was my guy. Give me a shooter.
No, we just saw the guy we wanted.
This is
you were really high on Halliburton. I like Halliburton now. I wasn't.
Joe, I was high on Halliburton from day one.
I wasn't.
Yeah, I was wrong about Halliburton.
I was wrong too. I
was
but that's why
on off.
That's why Guillermo's making me take a step back and go into real deep detail on Trey Mann. I think he sees the floor very nice, man.
Yes.
So that's why Guillermo sees SGA. Yeah,
he's like a combo. He could make. If you have the right system, if you have like a pick and roll heavy system, he could be dangerous. And he has a step. Now he's not the fastest. He's not blazing fast speed, but he could ball.
I'm talking about.
Not a good way to put it. He can create space.
Trey Mann of Florida.
Trey Mann.
He's on 4:00 against Kentucky today. That they're checking out because the damn shit going on. And sorry about that with this team that the Kentucky connection. So whether it's BJ Boston or Isaiah Jackson, that he may be poor man's Mitch in the draft.
Guys, by the way, I'm actually going to end the stream. I'm going to start up the LSU Arkansas game. So, guys, thank you for joining me. Just give me like 2 seconds. I'm going to put it on right now because I stupidly thought it was going to be. I named it terribly wrong. I thought it was going to be Arkansas versus OK State for some reason. So I'm going to put that on right now.
Who does OK State play?
They play Oklahoma, yeah.
So it's Oklahoma State versus Oklahoma, Joe.
Right. Okay. So I'm gonna end this stream. So guys, you just join me on this next one.
You got
it. Guys, thank you for joining me. See you in like 2 seconds if you want to join. So peace.
Cool.
Right.